beautiful gemstones. Welcome to Friday night's live intuitive oracle with myself and Ghostdragonzw. I don't know, guys. I finally finished my wig collection. I'm not buying anymore, but I think I was born to be pink-haired. It's my natural color. How's everyone doing? I hope you guys are doing good. I'm feeling better, but I still have to blow my nose like 700 times a day, so forgive me. I'll do my best. Ghost Dragons actually has what I had last week, so I actually thought he wasn't going to make it tonight, so we'll take it easy on him. Let us know, guys, if you have to leave early. He's back there going like this for any reason, and we'll try to squeeze you in. It's so good to see you guys after a long, hard week of being sick. So Friday is my long day of work, whereas Monday through Thursday, I work from 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. That's it. That's all I get, which is not enough for me because I used to work 90 hours a week. And then Saturday, I don't work at all. So Friday, so I can do this stream. My husband picks RJ up at 4, but when he's late, it really throws me off. And he was late tonight, so kind of screwed me up. And then I have all day Sunday to work. So I'm going Christmas decoration and Christmas shopping tomorrow. So I'm really excited about that. We've got some stuff to talk about tonight throughout the stream, guys. So hang with me, bear with me. Miss Lotus Girl, what's up, sweetie poo? Miss Mama Cindy Lee, what's up, sweetheart? Still waiting. Salvador, nice to see you. Mark Hall said, what's up, sweetheart? Richard Elmore, hello. I know I saw Aunt Edna in here. What is up, Aunt Edna? Cowie Snyder. It really is good. It's refreshing to see you guys. Darling Deb, I just got your text. We got to talk, girl. After stream, after I clean everything up, I will text you. What is up, Mama Donna? Yeah, Cowie, for the longest time, for more than a year, I was working 80 to 90 hours a week. I was able to do that because my son wasn't in school yet, and I had a really good grasp on my schedule. But once he started kindergarten in September, the whole game changed for me and I got cut down. So now I get maybe 30 hours a week, if I'm lucky. So going from 80 to 90 to 30 to 40 overnight was really, really hard for me. But I picked up more stuff because now I'm doing members only. So I love how patient you guys are with me. I really do appreciate it. Continue to be so, please. My members only video that I put out this morning, that is not what I wanted to put out for members. I want membership to be more spiritual, to be more channeling, to be more listener encounters, to be more personal and up close. But losing Sunday and Wednesday, I could not work at all. I didn't get anything done. Really put a damper on me. I had to research, script, film, edit, and upload that video Thursday. And I did it all in one day, plus my regular, day job. I am a writer after all. So yeah, girl, you made me laugh. I was like, what just happened? I may have to crack my window, but for now we're good. I don't have any new decks. Money's been a little tight. I wanted to talk to you guys just about merch. I don't know what's going to happen going forward. Arisha and Tennille put their hearts, blood, sweat, and tears into my merch line. It's beautiful. It's amazing. They did it for me for nothing. And one subscriber bought something. I'm being transparent with you guys. I made one sale. So, it's not only t-shirts with my face on it, guys. Do me a favor, go to Jive Creations, just check it out. Get a keychain, get some bookmarks, get a bumper sticker, it doesn't matter. Or get something custom made for Christmas from Jive Creations that has nothing to do with Gemma Jade or Ghost Dragons. Because let me tell you, for my mom's birthday, we lost my stepfather, who was her twin flame and a soulmate or a soulmate, I'm not sure which, who she was with for 32 years. And he died of the virus-related complications in February of 2021. Okay. I went to Arisha. I sent her 18 photos of my mom and my grandmother who passed, my mom and my nephew who died at 19 of cancer, my mom and me and her grandkids and Damien. And Arisha put together the most beautiful blanket and pillowcases. My mother, I don't know if I've ever seen my mother cry. Maybe twice. My mom's a tough old broad, Patterson chick. She grew up in the projects. And she cried. So it's really quality stuff, and Orisha takes it so seriously. So guys, even if you go there and you don't see anything Gemma Jade or Ghost Dragons that you want to wear or you want, go and support Orisha this holiday season. Everything she makes is custom made, handmade by her, and the prices are so reasonable, guys. Just do me that favor. Just check it out. That's all I ask. Go to jivecreations.com. She doesn't need me to promote her. Her business does well, but I choose to promote her because she did such an incredible, tremendous thing for me, and nothing sold. And it's a little embarrassing. But I get it. You know, like we're celebrating 3,000 subscribers tonight. Total, I missed you too, sweetheart. Thank you so much for coming in. Lectro, what is up? You said something the other night about wigs, and I messaged Ghost Dragons in a response to you right before you left. But I don't think anyone else saw your comment. So when I mentioned wigs, everyone was so confused. All right, let me bring in Ghost Dragons, and then we'll get started.
Hello, folks. I'm alive.
Thank you. Yep, 3,000 subs.
Woo-hoo. Yay for 3,000. Let's get up to 6,000.
Lotus Girl, yes, ma'am. There's haunted house merch. Like I said, you may not want something with my face on it. Like even the YouTubers that I love, I don't want to wear their faces on shirts. But you can get other things. One day, I'm going to have a Gemma Jade plushie, and y'all are all going to buy it. I'm telling you. Thank you, Life with Bobby. I appreciate you. And there's also Plague Doctor. You know what? It's my fault too. I need to start wearing the merch more. What happens is it's so comfortable that I wear it like when I go grocery shopping, when I go visit my mom. I wear it like around the house during the day. And then when it comes time to stream, I always change my shirt before stream or before filming. And I always end up with those shirts in the laundry. But I do need to start showing it off because she did such a great job. And again, she doesn't need me to promote her. I just choose to because that was a tremendous thing she did. And they did it for nothing. So I'd like to make her some money in the process, and myself, of course. But we kept the prices so incredibly low. It wasn't about making money. It was about getting my name out there, having someone in like California wearing a Gemma Jade shirt or drinking from a Gemma Jade mug or having the bumper sticker. Like that's what it was about. So everything there is under $40, including shipping. All right. So that is my spiel about the merch. Yes, 300,000K next. My son tells me he's only in kindergarten. So he says, how many subscribers do you have? And I said, Mommy just got 3,000. He's like, you're going to get your play button soon. And I'm like, that's 100,000, buddy. He's like, you'll do it soon. I know you will. So tonight I'm in front. I'll tell you one more quick story, then we'll get started. I'm in front of the computer working as usual. And I tell him, buddy, go in your room and play for a little bit. Mommy's really busy. I have to get this done, right? Because today is payday. So the invoice I have to send in, I have to get everything together so I can get paid on the 1st. He goes in his room and I have these lights. You know, there's 2 of them. They're smaller than the ones I normally have. They're clipped on to my desk. You see how bright they are. But the other ones I got it from Temu, and it was a nice light, but it wasn't very bright. And I accidentally tripped over the wire, and just tripping over the wire broke this light. So it only would glow orange, and orange is the least one that I would do because it makes me look orange or brown. So what's up, Tracy? So I gave it to him. I hooked it onto his desk, and he's got this little computer. It's a real computer, but it doesn't work. And he's got his cell phone stand and his cell phone hooked up to YouTube, and he's conducting interviews and like filming himself. So it's pretty cool. What is up, Miss Pixie? I've never seen Fire in the Sky, but I remember my dad watching it when I was little, and I do want to see it. I heard it was pretty accurate. Not 100%, obviously has to be dramatized a little bit, but I'm about to put my Christmas one up, my snowman or some gnomes, not sure yet, but like I said, I'm going shopping tomorrow. So let's hop to it. You want to say your hellos and then we can.
Yes. First, I'm having little issues. I had my pneumonia shots, so we know it's not that. It's just crap. It's this viral infection that's going around, tearing everybody up. So yeah, you'll see me going. You know, I gotta admit, I hadn't had a cigarette all day until I got on. So, but yeah, let's do this. And your first person is Dear Lotus.
Paranormal Pixie, I said in the beginning, I'm like, I think I was born to be a pink head. Like, I think this is my natural color. Thank you so much. I love my wigs. My collection is done for now. I have so many that are just beautiful and that I love, but this is by far my favorite. I have 3 of these in case something happens to one of them. Total, my whole life up until about 2.5 years ago, I was extremely terrified of anything having to do with outer space or aliens. I didn't know why. If even something about like, I remember the Space Center came on television and I ran and hid behind the couch and I was terrified. I come to find out it may be some abduction stuff, repressed or shielded memories. I'm not really too sure. I haven't delved into that yet, but there's something in my brain that definitely made me afraid. School kid cough. Yes, there's definitely something going around. Lotus Girl, I'm going to use the Oracle of the Shapeshifter. Total, I am going to watch it though. And I've been thinking about things that like I want to see that I haven't seen yet and I haven't thought of anything. So thank you, my sweetheart, because that is on my list.
I will. I got some. I bought some today. Some Vicks.
All right. So Lotus, this card popped out and I'm going to take it. It is Elizabeth and the Lion. It is time to become a great leader. Card number 20. Oh, I miss you guys so much. These two have come forward as one. They are indivisible and interchangeable, the masculine and the feminine, both divine. Elizabeth and the Lion have made an appearance to you for a good reason. Lotus, it is your need for the energy of the magnificent lion. Now, you are Leo's son. His royalty, dignity, blood-stirring, and fearful roar, enormous mane, power, and speed, and the ability to luxuriate and accept deference and offerings. Iron Dogger, what's up, sweetie? Yeah, if you have to leave and you want a reading, though, let us know, and we'll get you in, okay? It is also your need for the commanding presence of Elizabeth, a queen, a shapeshifter with fairy blood who showed what it means to endure danger after danger and, in the end, to take up arms and rally troops to impossible victories. To have your own victory after victory, impossible as it may seem to Neil, you too must find that lion heart within you, the royal blood that beats within your heart, and the pride that allows you to rise up and speak words of truthful inspiration to others. At times you'll fall, but like Elizabeth, the triumphant queen who rallied again and again and again, you will be clever, learned, wise, diplomatic, cunning, peaceful, and courageous. Many will follow your inspirational lead, and the world will be made more joyful thanks to your courage. Elizabeth and the Lion speak. You must now express your authority and prove correct the trust that people have shown to you. When you have a great task to do, it's natural that fear and fearful self-talk will stage a sudden entrance. It's wise to understand that there will be times when you will wonder if you can continue, and there will be times when a simpler, easier, more subservient existence would be better than this striving to truly be the sovereign, the leader, and educator of others. But if you rise to this offer, we'll walk with you for a while. You'll overcome an impossible danger, and you will show how resilient and strong your human heart is. Divination, you must make a stirring... That lisp gets me every time. You must make a stirring speech, manage a troubled group of people, face a great threat, and somehow manage with meager resources. But you're a leader. You will triumph if you remember the flow of blood that runs through you has courage and staying power. Nothing will make you back down. You'll hold out, outwit, and come to victory again and again, Lotus. Understand that at present, what you represent has immense symbolic power. You must dress and speak the part. And for a time, you must put your energy toward a much greater cause. There are people and beings who rely upon your example. You'll be prompted, and with this great new blessing will come great responsibility. You are up for the challenge again and again and again. Like it or not, you're a leader. Now show that you're going to be a great one. So, Tennille, like we've talked about this. Thank you, Iron Dogger. We've talked about this a lot, okay, with just it being like one thing after another. Lucky for y'all, okay, us Pisces suns, no matter what the rest of our chart looks like, for the last 8 years, up until 2 years ago. So if you go back to 2021 and go back 8 years, that whole time frame, we went through living nightmarish hell unlike anything a Pisces or anyone else will see in the next 100 years. But guess what? It's y'all's turn now. We are the only ones who aren't going to suffer as greatly as you guys, but we're being called to help you guys through it. And that's what I want to do for every single one of you. You are facing a great threat. You are going through trials and tribulations after trial, after tribulation, after trial. It's like for years now. And guess what? You've got a lot more to go, but you have to keep yourself together somehow. You have to pull on the strength of your spirit, of the inner knowledge and cell memory in you, that this is all for the growth and advantageous learning of your soul, right? It's not really for Tennille to win. I mean, that would be great. And I'm rooting for you. But it's about your soul learning from the experience. You've got what it takes. You just have to try your very best. I know how hard it is to remember what you're doing all of it for. To remember that there are people that are watching you, that whether you realize it or not, are like waiting to see your next move because they admire you. They look up to you. Now is not the time to crawl into a ball and say, you know what, I don't want to be strong anymore. And there are times when we can do that. But Tennille, especially in the next week or two, stay focused. Do not be distracted by anything. If you feel too sick to do something, lay in bed and chill. But you know what? Get dressed first. You have to always look the part, act the part, even if you don't feel the part, right? I have to become Gemma before every video and every stream. I haven't dyed my hair in 3 months. That's one of the main reasons I've been wearing a lot of wigs, okay? But I do it. I do it so that I can be who I need to be to help you guys through and to do my job here on earth. And I feel like that's what the universe is pushing you. You're doing a wonderful job as it is, keeping everything together and keeping everything in control. But the greatest threat, it's not that it's not yet to come. It's just not over yet. So don't let your guard down. Don't let anyone or anything catch you off guard. You got this. Andrew and Nomio.
Hello, Andrew. One second, let me write his name down.
I'm so sorry, you guys. Healing, prayers, energy. The craziest thing, and I didn't know how to feel about it. When I went to the doctor on Wednesday, I wore this wig, and someone said a girl was there, and she looked really well kept and put together, which is not usual for that particular place because it is the main hospital in all of New Jersey for mental health and addiction. So she goes, I love your hair. I said, oh, thank you so much. You know, I didn't actually tell her it was a wig. And I see her staring at me and I'm thinking, what does she want? You know, so I'm trying to ignore the fact that this girl is staring at me. So I'm not going to give my personal information out, but let's just say that my last name is Edward because my last name is a first name. So I'm walking past this girl. I'm coming out from seeing the doctor and the nurse goes, Edward, I mean Gemma. So she said my entire name. The girl goes, oh my God, I knew it was you. This is like my government name. So I'm like, oh gosh. So I go and sit down. I'm like, I'll just pretend like she didn't say that because I don't recognize her. We get into the room. I'm not going to give her information out either, but she goes, we go around, we say our names, how long we've been sober. And she goes, yeah, my name is Morgan, but everyone knows me as Peanuts. I haven't seen this girl since high school. She was a year behind me and she remembered me with pink hair by face. It was a shock. It was definitely, so I'm talking to someone else about it and they go, oh, did you tell her your whole spiel about like how you're a writer and stuff and how you're on YouTube? Like saying it as if I had told this girl my testimony, my story, it would have been a bad thing for her, that it would have corrupted her somehow. And I was like, well, yeah, I told her. And then a few minutes later, I went to this person. I was like, you know what? I was like, I have a damn amazing testimony. On the 21st of this month, I will have 5 years completely clean and sober of all illicit substances and alcohol. And that means no screw ups at all in that 5 years. I've made a lifelong dream come true. And I'm not tooting my own horn, but like when this person said that to me, I was like, how dare you? Like, yes, I told her my story. Of course I did. Because I want her to know that it doesn't matter how old you are or how young you are, you can still do it.
Yep.
Annoying. But it was funny because I was like, how did you recognize me? She's like, you look exactly the same. I don't know. Long pink hair. I don't know. I guess it's in the face. All right. I'm sorry about that. Who's next?
You're fine.
Thank
We
you,
love
guys.
it when you ramble. Cindy Lee's next.
I mean, yeah, I know, right? Like just a little bit, you know? War criminal, thank you. Yeah, it wasn't easy. I didn't get to go to meetings and have a sponsor and do all that. I sat my butt in my house and vented on YouTube. That is how I stayed sober. And that's why I always say I owe so much to you guys, because I got on to vent and no one was listening, but then people were suddenly listening, right? Oh no. Guys, I lost a nail. That won't do. So what I'm going to do is, if you guys would give me 1 second, I'll do it while I'm on screen, and then I will do a couple of readings. Yeah, I don't know where it went, but I'm always click-clacking my hands together. But I have them. I keep them right here, so I'll just glue another one on. Yeah, and it's not like I'm the most successful person I know, but can I tell you guys something? I think I'm the most successful person in my family. I mean, for the most part, right? If you're talking about money-wise, but like I go after my dreams, and it's only YouTube, but it's pretty glamorous. I like it. I like being recognized, and I like being noticed. And look, I did make her feel better. It did make her feel better to know that there's a way out. It's possible. It's doable. I was just like, it didn't even occur to me to be offended when the person said it until afterwards. I was like, what did they mean by that? Oh, did you give her your whole spiel about your life on YouTube? And I'm just like, what? Like, what happened? I don't know. But, again, it was from someone that I kind of expected would say something like that. So, Mama Cindy, we're going to use ether creatures. You better stick on there. Don't give me any lip. I got such cool nails. But I mean, like, I just got like so many really pretty ones. It's a tough road, and you certainly should be proud. I worked in law enforcement for 22 years. I know how people struggle. Good people trapped by their addiction. Absolutely. It's when you take a great mind and you traumatize it out of being able to make the right decisions. All right. Miss Cindy Lee, we are going to use the Archangel Animal deck. Lee press-on nails. Listen, they are press-on nails. They're not made by Lee, but I use glue. You know what I'm saying? I do it the fancy way. All right. I guess we're going to use the camel. You know what it is? I take a lot of vitamins so that my hair doesn't start falling out in clumps again. And when I get my nails done, it costs about $100, like with tip. And within a week, they're growing out. And then, so I just glue them on and I pull them off, and I take good care of my nails. Like when I don't have the nails on, like on Saturdays and Sundays, I'm usually not wearing them. I give my nails a rest, and then I take good care of them. I condition them. I manicure them. Because when I wasn't, let me tell you something. My nails were ripping apart. Like my actual nails were, ugh. All right, Miss Cindy. Camel, be forbearing and patience. Archangel Jophiel. Camels incarnate from Lakume, the ascended aspect of Sirius. They carry much wisdom and are waiting patiently to share this with humanity. They will download this to us as we become more telepathically receptive and are ready to progress into the new golden age. Yeah, later on, I'll show you guys what happened to me. As camels move from meditative empty deserts to noisy, chaotic towns, they are learning and teaching about balance. They are also transforming lower frequencies into light. Much sacred knowledge from Lakume is contained in their divine blueprint, and this they pass into the golden fifth dimensional ley lines wherever they go. They're helping to maintain the grids for us. Camels are also demonstrating to us to use resources wisely. They have learned to conserve what they have and use it with discrimination so that there's enough for everyone. You are blessed to receive this card of wisdom. It suggests you hold golden wisdom in your divine blueprint, and that in your life plan you have contracted to share with this with humanity. This path calls on you to practice patience, forbearance, and humility. You may feel ahead of your time. Many will sense the light you carry and will react to it in many different ways, so you'll need to stay in balance no matter what's happening around you. If you don't fully recognize who you are, Cindy, your guidance is to sit quietly, place a golden, sparkling light around yourself, and call on Archangel Jophiel, the angel of wisdom, to help you attune to your true self. Then expect the deep knowing held in your soul to start coming forward. I'm so nasal. I'm so sorry, guys. Cindy, yeah, this is you. I mean, a lot of people tend to message me right after they come in here or within a few months telling me that, you know, they're coming into abilities they didn't know they have. They're starting to activate, is how Stephen and I refer to it. That might be happening with you. Whether you're aware of it or not, you're on your sacred mission now. Like, you are advancing in your calling, which is teaching others. So I don't know if you have like young kids around you that you would be teaching or that are looking up to you. There's some situation here where it's like whatever you do is what's going to dictate what happens. I don't know if that sounds right. Like, everyone's looking to you for the answer, and that can get really frustrating, and that can get really old really fast when the people around you aren't making their own decisions and they're just expecting you not to do things for them, but to always tell them, you know, which shoes to wear, to always tell them what food to eat, to always tell them which direction to go. Like, it's okay to give advice, but in the next week or two, Mama Cindy, it will be up to you to offer direction and guidance. And I feel like this is to someone who you really couldn't, like, you may have some bad blood with, because I kind of see you looking at this person like I've had enough of you. Why would I ever even speak to you? Like, something is happening here where you are going to have to make a choice to help someone kindly that you really don't like too much, or to walk away from them and risk, you know, them making a really bad decision, probably because you didn't guide them the right way. Does that make sense? The universe is bringing a test in. So if there's someone around you that you're less than thrilled with, remember, we have to be kind and loving towards anyone, and especially including the people that we're not too fond of. We have to show them a better type of human than what they are. And you're being called to do that in the next week or two.
Sorry.
I did a reading today for someone that I felt so incredibly horrible for, guys. I'm not going to put her personal business out there. You guys know what happened with Monica. It's a lot worse than what it sounds like, and that's all I'll say. We really need to pray for her. I'm concerned about her safety, and I'm concerned about her mental health. So if you guys could just say some prayers for Monica, okay?
Sure.
She's in a really dark place. So guys, a lot of people think the wigs are about vanity, and sometimes they are. This is my head. All right. That's not my head right this minute right now, but that is what happens to me every once in a while, and I see it starting again. So, you know, I tell people, like, don't always just presume that someone is being vain. Maybe they have an actual reason for wearing makeup or putting hair on, or maybe they just want to feel pretty or good looking, you know?
There you go.
Let's do it.
She said, does it make sense? Okay, next is Darling Deb. I'm going to put Raymond on hold because he didn't answer it. Sometimes he takes off. Comes
He
back
should be back in, yeah.
Hello, Guardian Jackpot.
Hey, Guardian. Yes, it's a B12 deficiency. I weighed 86 pounds. I was just coming out of addiction. Luckily it wasn't alopecia, but I do see it thinning in that spot again. So yeah, people are very quick, especially like I noticed with me, like, to judge me taking so many pictures of myself. They don't understand what I looked like 5 years ago. I just like the way I look now, and I couldn't say that 5 or 6 years ago. So maybe it is a little vain. You know, I'm only human. I have an ego too. But a lot of it is just, how could I not love this job? I get to play dress up every day, right? And I've got 3,000 subscribers now. Miss Deb, I'm using Deep, Dark, and Dangerous, the Blue Crossroads Oracle. I feel like live and let live. You know, like, don't involve me in your mess, and I won't get involved. And don't get involved in mine. I mean, it's simple, you know. Thank you, Miss Aunt Edna. You guys are the best. Thank you. I knew you guys would understand. Oh, okay. Well, at least he got his forever home. Or she, I'm sorry. Pam, I hope you're well. All right, darling Deb, you got the card of reciprocity, the Charon. Card number 18. I knew you guys would get it. Like, I just knew. You know what I'm saying? I know, baby girl, but remember, you got this. We are all so much stronger than we think, you know? Deb, you must find balance in the acts of giving and receiving in all ways, but in particular, if you give and take with the earth, you must learn to reciprocate. When someone died in ancient Greece or Rome, a coin was placed either in their mouth of the dead or upon their eyes. This was an important part of the ritual of death because without coins, the recently departed could not pay the ferryman. Charon was the ferryman of Hades, the son of Erebus and Nyx. I love Nyx, night goddess. His responsibility was to ferry the souls of the dead over the rivers of death, and so he is what is called a psychopomp, a guide of the dead. Oh, Stephen, see if Donna's still here. I meant to get her out of the way, but she might have left already. The two rivers he worked were the Styx and sometimes the Acheron, the river of sorrow. These rivers separated the worlds of the dead and the living, so it was important that the newly dead were able to journey across safely. Also, Charon ensured that no dead traveled back the other way. Charon was also responsible for ferrying certain heroes and gods who were alive and had a task within the underworld. For example, Odysseus, Orpheus, Heracles, Dionysius, and Sisyphus all were ferried by Charon but were not dead. This was an inherently dangerous journey for the living with many perils, including falling into the water itself. The river Styx itself was highly magical and deadly and lethal to new souls and people who were alive. If anyone bathes in the Styx and survives, everywhere the water touches on that person becomes invulnerable. This is how Achilles became almost immortal after his mother dipped him in the Styx, all except the heel that she held him by. That small exclusion was his downfall, and he was shot by an arrow in that spot. What happened if the ferryman wasn't paid? Some myths say that the souls were left wandering indefinitely, but most suggest there was a 100-year penalty until the soul could come to Charon and be taken across the river to the realm of the dead. The act of reciprocity, the payment for Charon's labor and care, became an important act in the respectful care of the dead. Your plant companion, fittingly enough, Miss Deb, is the poinsettia, okay? Get some of those. Surround yourself with them. It's, Christmas or look, I say Christmas. It's holiday time. It's December, right? Your crystal companion is Larimar. I do have some over there. I know that. Like I have tumbles, but I don't remember what it looks like. Multifaceted jewels. Forest friend. What is up, sweetheart? Forest friend, your email made me cry, but in a good way. So thank you for that. You bought some today, see? So, darling Deb, reciprocity, this is about obviously give and take. So I always tell you guys, you don't want to give until there's nothing left. But also be careful what you're receiving, right? Be careful what you're receiving back from people. It's very easy to, when you're a light worker and you see the best in people and you see their light and you want to spread joy and kindness and you don't want to step on any toes for the most part if you don't have to, it's very easy to take less than you deserve, right? So say you're selling a pair of shoes for $700 and your best friend's like, I want those. I've got 700. I'll be right over. And she comes over and gives you 400. And it's like, well, we're best friends. That's not reciprocity. That's someone taking advantage of you. And that's kind of what I'm seeing. I'm also seeing this weird vision of like you picking something up from somebody. So you invite someone into your house. They're, a little bit off energetically, but you're a sweetheart. So you're like, okay, whatever. Maybe they're just having a bad day. And meanwhile, they brought like all kinds of little infestations into your home. So I would really appreciate it as your friend if you would sage your house, if you can do that. And if you can't, use blue sage incense. Use palo incense if you must. But make sure that you get something done about getting rid of the toxic, negative, stagnant energy around you, because I do see that you picked up a lot of it without even realizing you were doing it. And also make sure that you're not being manipulated and taken advantage of by anybody, people you know, people you don't. It's okay to get angry. It's okay to stand your ground. It's okay to stand up for what's right, even if that means you're standing up for yourself. I got these really cute little, they're like about this big. and they stand on little sticks, and you put stones in them, and you pour oil on the stones, and it scents your house. I bought a bunch of them for Yule boxes. So whoever I choose to send those to is going to get some of those. I got so much stuff for boxes. You guys know I love giving. People are just going to get surprise Yule boxes from me. Who is next? Yeah, good. Sage it tomorrow. Please,
Salvador.
because there's Salvador. Are you still here?
Yes, he is. He thanked me for calling.
Right. Salvador, I'm going to use the Seeker. Yeah, they're really cute. And I got gnome earrings and gnome Christmas ornaments and Sasquatch ornaments. Sasquatch bumper sticker. I got so much stuff for you guys. You guys don't even know that I have it, though, because... Oh, you're welcome, Deb. I got all new, like, small star-shaped, oval-shaped gemstones as well that I've got charging. Pyramids, obelisks, heart-shaped ocean jasper. Guys, I have a lot that I'm giving away in those boxes. Nobody's ordering them. It's all right, though, because like I said, I'm going to use this stuff for Yule boxes anyway. All right, Sir Salvador, let's do it. The Seeker's Journey. All right, got it. A seeker's journey is one of self-exploration, self-discovery, and self-realization. While on their journey, a seeker will face tests of faith, patience, resilience, and fortitude. They will face their fears and suffer hardships, but they will choose to see an opportunity to learn in every single moment. They believe that everything happens for a reason, even when the reason is not apparent or one that is easy to accept. They believe because they understand that every effect has a cause. Every path will offer reward and consequence, and both choice and circumstance determine the outcome. They wish to learn so they can navigate life with more confidence. They seek to understand so they can make better choices. A seeker has an innate desire to know and understand the mysterious workings of the world and the universe, both the spiritual and the physical. They are curious, questioning life. The way it moves us, shapes us, is a puzzle they want to solve, but paradoxically, they are also willing to embrace the mysterious unknown. The destination will be arrived at when it is meant to, and not a moment before. Ultimately, it's the journey itself that matters. Knowledge and growth cannot be forced, for the mind can only conceive what the eyes are willing to see. There will be signs along the way. Sometimes Salvador, the seeker, will see them, and sometimes they'll miss them. The journey can be a winding one that has the seeker revisiting a moment more than once to discover something that was not seen or understood initially. Sometimes the lesson offered is not the one that's learned the first time, or it is offered in stages so the information revealed heals instead of harming. Are you ready to journey with more awareness and intent? So, Salvador, I do see you having come a long way, right? You've come so far in so many areas of your life. But I feel like there is a repeating pattern, some sort of repeating cycle that you just can't seem to get away from. It's like no matter how you act, react, behave, respond, ignore, like no matter how you approach this situation, it just keeps happening again. I'm going to tell you a little secret. The reason this type of thing happens is because we chart it for ourselves into our soul contracts. And then when we don't learn the necessary lesson in one life, guess what? We carry it on to the next, and to the next, and to the next, and to the next. And then the cycle, once we've carried it for so long, the cycle starts repeating in our lives. It's not just one thing we have to go through. It's the same freaking thing over and over. And it's like, why is this happening again? The universe is saying, open your eyes. The solution to getting this to stop for good, for once and for all, is right in front of you. Okay? If you have a person you need to deal with, then you need to deal with them. You need to be sturdy, put your foot down, be firm with them, whatever you have to do to get your point across that you are no longer willing to accept it. If it's a situation with your job, like whatever it is, think outside of the box, ask the universe to show you what you need to do, and then do it so you can drop this ancestral sort of generational baggage that you have, that you're carrying with you. Sorry, guys. Looking for something here. All right, who's next?
So I don't start talking while I'm on mute like 1,000 times before. You can just call me Mr. Mute Dragon now. This is, I do it all the time. Anyways, your next person is Mark. Hello, Melissa.
Hello, Miss Bacon. Mark, I'm going to use Aether Creatures. I got to get a new deck. It's been a couple months. Oh, no, I got a new one at Para Unity. See, I need new decks all the time. If I'm being honest and not exaggerating, I have about 160, 150 decks, and I use like 20. So every week I try to break out a deck that I haven't used in a while, kind of keep it fresh. It's such a bummer when I'm like really looking forward to getting a deck and then I get it and it's like not what I was hoping it would be. That's happened like the last 4 times I was really excited about a deck. So the next one is going to be the Solace Oracle. That's one I've had my eye on for years, and I finally think I'm going to splurge and treat myself to it. And by treat myself to it, I mean my mom offered to buy me any deck that I wanted for Christmas, so that's going to be the one. But I hope it's useful. Serpent. That made sense. Yeah, and you know what, Salvatore? It's not like being better, like you're doing something wrong. You're not doing anything wrong. The universe just wants you to understand that this is something that's supposed to be happening, but like now it's enough is enough. Like it's time for you to do something about it. Like you deserve better. Divine Empathic, what's up, sweetie? I still have you and Mark that I did your readings, but I have to get them through the editor. But because I had to put members out, I have to put Monday's video. Just give me a day or two. I did not forget my promise to y'all, and I will take care of it. And I do apologize. The main thing that screwed me up is that for 4 weeks, my son had maybe 4 full days of school total. And then I got sick. So it's not me putting you guys off. So you got card number 22, Mark, the Aya Serpent. Itchy. There's a hair like right across my face. Okay, there it goes. And you did get it in the upright position, which is sometimes good. Plants have consciousness. The consciousness of some plants and or the combination of them serves as a teacher or medicine. This is the case for what native tribes call ayahuasca. The consciousness of ayahuasca can transform itself into anything it likes for the sake of the awareness and the healing of a person who has decided to partake in its medicine. But it chooses certain recurring forms to appear to a person. Mark, one of those forms is the Aya serpent. When this serpent appears, it appears as one large snake or as several smaller ones. It will appear to be made entirely of multicolored geometrical fractals like this. You will often feel its reptilian presence creeping toward you before you visually see it. It's not malevolent. It's a transcendental spirit. But it comes to force surrender to what you must learn or heal or relinquish for your own highest good. For this reason, it's common for the Aya serpent to first approach you and potentially circle you, but to eventually go into or permeate your body. I'm not comfortable with this reading, but I'm going to continue. When it does this, in many cases, it causes people to have a Kundalini awakening. It also tends to repair people's DNA, which is beautifully metaphoric, seeing as its form resembles the double helix. The Aya serpent tends to appear when someone is refusing to relinquish control, especially when doing so is for their own good. When you are in a state of fear, you begin to resist. You imagine something to be bad for you when it's actually exactly what you need. The snake is a manifestation of rebirth and transformation. It sheds its skin once it outgrows it and is thus reborn again and again. When it comes to the spiritual dimension, the serpent's venom represents both medicine and poison, along with the truth that just as anything can heal, can also poison. Anything that can poison can also heal. So, Mark, I'm going to give you a reading, and then I want to talk to you guys for like 2 seconds about Kundalini, okay? I am a Christian, so sometimes that comes through. It doesn't happen often. I don't think it's ever happened, but it's happening right now. But don't worry, I'm not going to preach to y'all or anything. I'll ramble, but I will not preach or push my beliefs on you. So, Mark, what this is saying is it's time for a change. There is something in your life that you are not accepting. It's like you're like, well, if at first you don't succeed, try and try again, right? But it's like not in this case. In this case, it's time to just accept something as it is, relinquish control so that you can go with the flow and live a more prosperous and more full life. There are things that we can't change, no matter how much we try to manifest, no matter how hard we try, because we charted those things for our lives. Okay. I do feel like you're struggling in an area of your life where, like, I see you having trouble connecting with people personally, physically. So not like online or like through text message, like we have a great relationship, I love you so much, you're one of my best friends. But a person to person, you're struggling with the people around you because, like me and so many people in here, you know too much. From the minute you meet them, you know everything about their spirit. And that's really hard. The universe is saying, use that to your advantage. Be advantageous with it. Go and find people that you don't see sneakiness, shadiness, insincerity on. And it may take a little while, but if you're looking at it through that lens of like, okay, I'm not going to try to help every single person that I see that's lower vibrational. I'm just going to try to connect with the higher vibrational people that are on my level. On my level, people don't realize is an actual thing. Where are you vibrating? What level? And then you find people that are at your level, or try to find them higher and approach them, talk with them. The only thing I'm going to say about this card that made me a little bit uncomfortable is because of the person that made it. I do not agree with her. I don't believe in her. I think she's a fraud, a fake, a phony. Allegedly, that's just Gemma Jade's opinion about Teal Swan. It's not fact. If you watch the documentary, it's kind of been proven that she runs a cult, but allegedly. Talking about Kundalini, for me, Kundalini is like awakening the serpent, letting it inside of you to open you up. And being a Christian with the whole serpent thing, Kundalini is not for me. And therefore, I'm not going to recommend it to anyone else. This was mainly talking about how you just have to see what a person is and move on from them if they're not on your level. You cannot change everybody. And most people you meet aren't going to want to admit that they need help. Darling Deb, you know I have all the tea, girl. I have all the tea. The only tea I won't spill is if someone tells me not to spill it. Then I put a cap on it and put it away. But there's always more tea to spill after that anyway. But yeah, like as a Christian, just the whole Kundalini, allowing the serpent in to awaken you, it just doesn't jive with my beliefs. That's all. I love yoga. I love spirituality, as you guys know. I just struggle myself personally with the Kundalini thing. It's not anything that, you know, I would ever push on you guys. That's just my view of it. I think that it is demonic. Kundalini yoga, anything having to do with that, I think it's demonic.
Ready?
Yeah.
Yes. Your next.
They had to get a meme of me with a cup of tea spilling it. And on the bottom, it'll say, that's none of my business, though. Like the Kermit. The Kermit meme, but with my face. Oh, my God, I would love it.
Did you catch that, Cindy, since you're good at doing that? Next is Richard. He's driving, but he is here.
Okay, got you. Richard, I'm going to use the Oracle of Visions. I love the artwork on this one. The circus. It's not the circus deck, the Divine Circus, which the artwork is amazing. Oracle of Visions. And I think at night, it's just because like the sun is very healing. So I think at night, especially people that are grounded and connected, like Ghost Dragons is, whether he likes it or not sometimes, when the sun goes down, it's like you lose that oomph that the sun provides. I'm more of a moon person myself.
I'm a moon person too. It's just, I'm one of those guys that can take a lawn chair and sit in the sun all day long. And it just makes me feel so wonderful. And it cracked me up when I was a kid. I used to get a baby pool and put the chair in the baby pool and just sit.
That is such an RJ thing. So when I'm on the beach, thank you, Miss Mush. When I'm on the beach, I put a towel over myself when I lay down. Like I I've never been attracted to being out in sunlight. I tell you guys all the time, to my chagrin, if that's how you say the word, I have no earth in my chart at all. I am water, fire, and air, and that's it. So I don't have much of a connection to the earth unless I force one. Now, luckily for me, my 6th and 10th house are in Capricorn and Taurus. So that saves me from being like a slovenly earth person, as my dad calls them. You know, it's bad when you have none of one element in your chart. It could be really bad depending what the element is. Like people with no water really struggle with their emotions. People with no air are oftentimes very confused and thoughtless to others. But the houses are what balances it out. And I don't pretend to understand it all. I just know that I read it and it made sense. Perfect addiction. Nice. All right, Richard. Sorry about that. Let's do it. We took a little detour there. A moon person too. Yeah, I'm just more of a night person.
Well, that's what I am. I'm an owl, but I'm an owl that likes the sun once in a while.
I do like to go out and get some fresh air in like the autumn, like in the fall. Like I like the crispness of the air.
Right.
But being a recovering addict is hard for me when the seasons change. I really do. I struggle terribly when the seasons change. Like my body wants to like go use. Like immediately, I'll wake up in the morning, see snow, and be like, drugs, you know, and I can't. All right, you got card number 20. There are no labels on these cards, so let's just see what it says. Belief and faith. Thank you, Miss Jules. Mahatma Gandhi said, faith must be enforced by reason. When faith becomes blind, it dies. The concept of this card is similar to those presented in the faith cards of my tarot decks. A selection of religious symbolism represents a gamut of beliefs. The irony of this common denominator is tragic. With so much suffering inflicted in their name, religions have much to answer for. The blindfold can represent the blind faith such religions demand from their followers, but also the blindness often shown towards the beliefs of others. All this is set against the backdrop of Darwinian evolution, shown in red below the various golden symbols. An ironic contradiction that represents the common denominator of humanity is shared by all religions and adds a question mark to them all. This card isn't talking about religion for you, though, Richard, okay? What this card is talking about is coming to, I feel so good. Finding some common ground and some common denominator with someone. So if you haven't experienced it yet in the next week or two, there is some kind of conflict coming into your life, but it's small. It's like, it's with a neighbor or with, you know, an in-law. It's like somebody that's kind of significant, but on the periphery of your life. So you don't have to deal with this person all the time, but you have to deal with them enough that when there's this small conflict and drama, like it affects your life. So the universe is telling you, Richard, like find common ground. Even if that common ground is, look, you leave me alone, I leave you alone. I feel like someone is trying to push their opinions, their beliefs, their thoughts on you, and you're just not having it. But it's going to come to a head where it's like, I actually like, it's just going to get way more heated than it should, than it needs to. I'm also getting a message of like, don't walk into something blindly. Okay. If you don't trust a person, if you don't trust a situation, please use your best judgment before, you know, you don't want to meet a perfect stranger in a random alley at 2:00 in the morning under a broken streetlight, right? You're going to use judgment on that. Like, maybe I don't need to buy that speaker that badly, you know, I can't just meet you at your house. I feel like this is a second situation now, Richard. Like there's something shady going on. There's shadiness afoot. All right, Tracy, next time let us know if you want a reading, okay? You know that, sweetie. I got you. I would have put you right in. So there's shadiness afoot, Richard, and I feel like you're really going to need to use good judgment or else in the next week or two, you're going to get sucked into something that is going to be really hard for you to get out of. You're going to either lose money or you're going to lose, like you're going to lose. I see like lose. So just make sure if something doesn't feel right, it doesn't feel right. That's fine. You know, wait it out or just be like, it's not for me. Make sure you know all the details. So I would say, don't make any, you know, major purchases, sign any contracts. I'm just looking something up real fast. It has to do with Oracle, I promise. Okay, I was seeing like, because I felt very like retrograde energy in this, and I was like, are we in a retrograde? I don't think so. The retrograde comes on the 28th, I believe. I just looked that up. This is retrograde energy, like people like trying to deceive you, not meaning what they say, not saying what they mean, trying to talk you, trying to sell you the Brooklyn Bridge. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, definitely don't go to Vegas. That is facts. I just spit on my computer. I just spit on my computer. All right, who's next?
Man, that was awful. Right in my nose. My face. Hi, Mr. Snyder. And he's here. You froze.
I finally get to read for Cowie.
Yes, you get to read for Cowie. Thank you for coming.
Cowie, I'm going to use Gateway to the Liminal Spirit.
Donna never answered, so.
Hey, Shelly. She probably came right in and went to sleep. I feel bad. I should have squeezed her in. She can get a reading anytime she wants, though. Iron Dogger, you're probably already on the list because we put you on unless you ask not to be put on. Like when you come in and say anything, you're on the list. So,
as soon as I say hi to you, I put you on the list.
We expect if you don't want a reading, you'll just pass. Shelly, I didn't see you come in there, baby. What's up? Mark, I understand that completely. And it's in, we always feel like it's in our best interest to be kind and to lend a helping hand and to be friendly. But you know what? Some people just don't deserve our energy. And I think this is the time that we need to start recognizing who deserves our energy and who doesn't. And that's not to be mean. If somebody falls in front of you and hurts themselves, you help them. But if somebody's asking to borrow $10 and they already owe you $300, you may want to, think twice about that. All right. So, Cowie, you got the salamander, and I opened right to it. Oh my gosh, I always have trouble with this deck. This little water dragon symbolizes vitality, bravery, courage, renewal, growth, and spiritual pursuits. In alchemical lore, the salamander is believed to be a fire eater and able to quench flames with its body, emerging unscathed. When trapped or injured, it's able to shed and regrow a whole tail and limb. Its regenerative abilities, combined with its often bright and fiery markings, give the salamander a reputation for being feisty, vivacious, and enduring. It brings life and light to dark and cold places. The salamander says it's time to summon your courage and be bold. You got this. Despite suffering a loss, Cowie, you'll recover. Give yourself time to heal, time and space to heal. Find your inner fire, what makes your heart beat faster and your passion flow through your veins. Kindle this flame as it will get you through difficult times. So yeah, Cowie, if you don't know it, if you don't already know it, there is definitely something a major disruption coming in your life. And I feel like it is going to be something that's traumatic. The universe is saying, focus on the positive, focus on who you are deep down inside. And whatever you do not give up on any like spiritual pursuits or anything that you're doing to like pursue a better life for yourself. My lips get so dry. Sorry, guys. Like, I feel like whatever this is, there's a big chance that it could deter you, or it could at least have you thinking that, maybe it's all for nothing. I do see a sadness coming over you, but I do see you getting through it as long as you stay focused on what it is that you're doing and don't let anything or anyone pull your focus away from whatever this is that you're working on. Okay. There's something very important that you're trying to achieve or trying to become, trying to gain, trying to even maybe just learn. And whatever's going on, like in the periphery, in the background, try to keep it there. Even if it hurts, like work through it, deal with it, but do not stop what you're doing. This is somebody who knows that you're going to succeed, be successful. It may not even be a person because I'm seeing it as like an energy swirl, which means there could be some kind of hidden enemy around trying to pull you off your path and your destiny. That happens sometimes when we're really about to achieve something. Stay focused, sweetie. You got this. You have got this. And you have so many people in this community who will remind you that if you ever need a reminding. Pocket dragons.
I love salamanders and newts. And that salamander looked like a red elf salamander, which is one of my favorite because they're beautifully red and they're just gorgeous little creatures.
So my oldest son, you're welcome, Cowie. Thank you. My son, Kyle, He always has like rare amphibians. Like he has like an albino salamander or something. I don't know. We're missing Long Island Bigfoot. He doesn't say hi anymore. Blue Crossroads. Smoochy. I'm very surprised my wifey isn't here. And Batmom. So I hope they come in and say hi.
Well, I think Blue is probably working on his realtor stuff.
Girl, I would never shut my mouth. You can't get me to stop talking. Who's next?
Our dear Aunt Edna.
All right, Miss Aunt Edna. I'm going to use the Vampire Oracle for you.
Blah, blah.
La, 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 la. Why are you keep saying thank you? And why did you ask me if I was going to shut my mouth? Are we being trolled again, or are you just confused? Like, what's happening with Shelly? Long Island Bigfoot.
Mike posted the other day on Facebook. He looks like he gained weight. He's just chilling and working.
Why do you have to mention his weight, though? Like, so rude.
Well, because he had lost a bunch of weight. No, because he lost a bunch of weight and he looked good. And he shaved.
Messing with you. I'm only kidding. Yeah, Edna, you got free will. Sovereignty, independence, free spirit. That's you. And it's my favorite number, the number 23. Yeah, I know a lot of other people have always streamed on Friday, and I did message a couple of them to make sure they didn't have an issue with me doing it, because I do it every other weekend normally, but my mom's schedule has been icky and mine's been like, we've been clashing. I didn't want to move from Wednesday. I just simply had to. And now one of the ironies of the vampiric life is that many of us who have become this unnatural, yet very much alive creature didn't choose to become this way. We were turned, created, transformed, and often against our will. And so we wish to speak to you through this card of the sacred nature of free will, of consent. There are those who walk among you who many call witches, and within their laws is one which is to do with the consent and consciousness that must come with the casting of a spell. That's why I say I really am not supposed to read for someone without their permission. That's why if someone comes in and says, oh, well, I don't know, I can't just give them a reading, or at least I'm not supposed to. Your free will and the free will of others is sacred. And Edna, if one is taken and transformed, a dreadful bond is created, and one which must be paid for, most often with pain. For to transgress the wishes of another is against the laws we have developed to keep us from falling too deeply into an abyss of depravity and cruelty. If you have something occur against your will, you'll feel something. You will feel something of your soul's vitality draining from you. For the soul needs its blood, its chi, its noifre, prana too. It may be unseen, but the angels can glimpse it. As can those of you with the preternatural sight. Free will is as sacred as a sacrament in church, and to you, it's very important right now. If one has stolen fragments of your soul through the imposition of their will upon your own, Edna, strengthen your will at this time, and that's will with a capital W. Do not go with the flow, as they say, for this is an energy imposed by culture or by another soul who loves to have the energy of those who follow them at their disposal. Blessing, you know now that to do something against the free will of another, to withhold or to connive, to take from another what they need to make a full decision is a kind of sin. And when one steals this right from another, a bond is developed between the two. Perhaps not immediately, but a reckoning will be made and a debt will be paid. You're considering how best to respect this right while achieving what it is you wish for in this lifetime. Simply respect the law, and all that comes to you will bring great blessings. The negativity, this is the curse, the negativity that is created when there is deliberate and thought out interference with the free will of another is not to be taken lightly. And of this we say, be prepared for the link that comes, and the day the cord of energy will suddenly tug at you. Do as you will, as the wise sages say, but harm ye none. Something will be taken, but do it for selfish reasons, for the delight in thwarting another's will, manipulate and deceive, and it will haunt you as surely as any ghoul in a decaying corpse yard. Do not allow this taint to become yours. Oh, Mark, you didn't have thank you. You didn't have to do that. Now I feel like a stalker. I appreciate you though. Remind yourself of your own dreams and desires and of the purpose that has asked to be expressed through you. Activate your ability to say yes and no without guilt and without fear. It's safe and easy for you to express and act upon your free will. And I don't feel like you have infringed on anyone's free will, but I do feel like somebody is trying to infringe on yours. They see you in kind of a weakened state, and they're making the big mistake of looking at you as like an easy target. Gemma wants to tell you to go ahead and play along and teach this person a lesson about who they're dealing with. But the universe is saying don't do that. Stand firm, stand your ground. Let them know who you are for sure, but don't get involved in any of their ridiculousness or any of their drama, right? Somebody sees you as an easy target, as a mark. And the universe is saying, so what? Like, let them see you as that. Do not get caught up to, this is another message here. Don't get caught up in any sort of, I don't want to say get rich quick schemes. Maybe it's get well quick schemes, like snake oil salesman. I see people trying to play on your quote unquote weakness right now, offering you suggestions for money. I don't know. I see someone asking you, what I'm seeing in my head is very specific. It is an exchange of money, and I'm seeing like a little thing of snake oil. So basically somebody selling you a bill of goods, somebody trying to trick you into investing in something, somebody trying to make you think it was your idea to do or give or say or feel whatever this is. Stick to your guns, okay? Don't let anybody manipulate you or convince you to do something you're unsure of. Now, if you're really unsure and on the fence, give it a week or two before you make the final decision. Okay. We're going to do that before the 28th. But if you're really unsure, make sure that you don't say yes out of feeling like guilty or like you don't want this person to be upset with you. I always say, like, if someone cares about you, they're going to be cool with you taking your time to make a decision. I know, that's why I said, like, I want to tell you, like, yeah, get them. But the universe is saying, you know what, just sit on it. There may be something here that could be helpful to you, but you don't have all the information right now. So don't, especially don't give any money to anyone or anything like that. It's like go with the flow, be true to yourself. These are such well-meaning things. When people say, like, as a compliment, don't ever change. That is the worst thing you could say. Do you guys realize how bad that is to say to somebody? Like, we understand why that's not a good thing. But we can also see where the other person is coming from. They're telling you they love you just the way you are. But telling someone, like, don't ever change, that's not a good thing to say. You want them to change and grow and evolve. You know what I'm saying? Again, I see both sides of it, but I was thinking about that today. And I was like, wow, that is kind of a messed up thing to say to someone if you really know, like, what you're talking about. Don't ever change. Really? Who's after Aunt Edna?
I change all the time. I'm ever changing. Roger.
Wow, Iron Dogger. That's amazing. Mark, thank you. You're so cute. Roger. Let's do the Divine Circus. Right. We constantly change, but not our core values. And I think sometimes the core values do change for the better. But I think for the most part, Anna, you're definitely right. It's like we are always going to be who we are on the inside. It's how authentically we act that out. Long Island Bigfoot, what's up? I was like, oh, we're missing Long Island Bigfoot. And Mark is like, oh, I texted him. So apparently now I'm your stalker. Miss Shelley, thank you. Yeah, Mark's the best. For some reason, even though I am sharing, my notifications aren't going out. So, you guys usually know, like, when I stream, like, members will be 11 a.m. Friday, regular videos Monday. I'm doing more allegedly cursed famous families. Mike, I hope you're doing well. I do miss talking to you. Ooh, so Roger, you got the Duke of Shadows. Nobody's been getting notifications, and I don't get it because I share out everything that I do. All right, Roger. The Duke of Shadows brings you an invitation to patience. It's a cautionary card, not to inspire concern, but rather to inspire curiosity. There's more to a situation, person, and you should listen to this too, opportunity, or even an apparent absence of activity or success than meets the eye. You could imagine it being like the universe has another card up its sleeve and is yet to show its full hand. The Duke of Shadows indicates that a process has been set in motion, but it's under the radar of your awareness right now. Something's happening, even if it doesn't appear to be. But just like a seed starts to grow into a plant deep in the earth, apparently invisible and yet very real, you're being subjected to invisible but real forces of growth and healing at this time. Roger, his appearance signifies that the bigger picture of what's happening right now is not fully available to you. It will be in time, but for now, the Duke of Shadows reminds you that what you are seeing is not the whole story, and it's not the final verdict or outcome either. Because you can't know what you don't know, you'll need to wait for more information to come to you. So if what you see, sense, or feel is negative right now, do not believe it. You're in a time of your life when your perspective will be only partial. That's not through some failure on your part either. It's just the way of things at various points in the process of bringing dreams and visions to life in the world. Sometimes we're at the top of the mountain and can see where we have come and where we are going very clearly. And at other times we're doing the hard yards on the journey and have to keep going through what feels like a dark night where we aren't really sure where we're going or even if we're getting anywhere at all. This is an essential part of the journey that leads us to the top of the mountain and a clearer view in due course. The Duke of Shadows tells you two things, Roger. First, if you feel like this, keep going because your perspective will soon become a happier and more informed one. Secondly, don't take things at face value right now. Things are going to shift and change, and there will be a surprising twist in your life. Though you don't see it coming, another piece of your life puzzle is going to reveal itself soon. It'll help solve a difficulty or question you've been holding in your heart. Yeah, I do feel like there's something that maybe... Smoochie! I do feel that maybe there's something going on where like you're not quite sure, like you can't put your finger on it, right? Roger, I feel like you have a lot of like I feel nervous energy surrounding you, right? Like you're unsure of like the people around you all of a sudden and you're second guessing your decisions. This is normal. This is what it's supposed to be happening because the universe is teaching you to trust and to have faith in it, okay? You are exactly where you're supposed to be. So if you had any question about whether, you took the wrong job or made the wrong decision in love, I'll be the first to tell you that you did not. Okay. If you just made a major decision, even in like the past year, you are on the right path for success and, not acknowledging, but, what's the word? Honoring your soul contract. You just can't see it because this is such a big thing. So there will be an opportunity for growth, for change, for success coming in, but not in the next 2 weeks. I see it more as like a rebirth, renewal, like New Year type thing. Roger, don't let it deceive you. Make sure you have all the facts first. Don't go along with something just to be the nice guy. Don't go along with something just because you think the other person's going to be upset if you say no. If you feel uncomfortable, get out. Miss Moochie, I am sure it looks beautiful on you. What wouldn't look beautiful on you? That's why you're my wifey. Ave.
Hey, next is Miss Pixie. Miss Pixie.
I can't remember the last time my husband told me anything looked good on me.
You always look good.
I don't think he does it on purpose anymore, though. I really just think that's how he is. Okay, I'm sorry. Who?
Pixie.
Miss Pixie. I know I play with my hair too much, guys. Sorry. I'm getting used to them. Did you guys see the short orange one? Oh my gosh, it was so cute. Pixie, I'm using the Wonderland Oracle. You're welcome, Roger. Thank you. I know he's not feeling well. Listen, I told him that he should take tonight off if he wanted to. So it's not me. Look. I swear. People are going to be like, look, she made him work while he was sick. They used to say the same thing about me and the other one I used to stream with. They used to leave comments like, look at her cracking her whip. I'm just like, what do you guys like? What?
I would say
Yeah,
something, but it would sound awful.
so Smoochie, I have a short, it's like this color up here, like the blackish, and it fades into like an orangey watermelon red, and it goes about here. And it's like smushed, like the 1920s style. And then I have one with the same thing up here, and it's orange. It's very, very light, light, light orange.
I feel so
I
sexy.
can't help it. I'm sorry, guys. I love it. I love having my hair back, you know?
She's not paying attention to me.
Oh, no, I see it. You look adorable.
Adorable.
Pixie, you got card number 11, changed in the night. And oh my gosh, so true. You have changed quickly. Dear, how queer is everything today? And yesterday things went on just as usual. I wonder if I've been changed in the night. Sometimes, Lara, we change slowly, a little change here, a small adjustment there, tiny shifts day by day, and over time we grow into very different versions of ourselves. But at other times, we feel like we have been changed in the night. Our day might suddenly, without any warning at all, be very queer indeed. For Alice, and perhaps for you, when you receive this card, there's a sense that very much has changed in an instant, that the world has quite suddenly been turned upside down or right side up. And we have not had a moment to grow used to this new reality, the way we are now, or the rules of the world we find ourselves inhabiting suddenly. 11. When a time like this comes, we can be in shock, a little numb, and have trouble feeling our way back to the center of ourselves. If you feel like you have been changed in the night, that your life has changed quite dramatically, quite suddenly, then just take a minute. Remember your values, your feelings, yourself. Look about you, look around you, steady yourself, and breathe in deep. You've been rocked, and your sense of self and of reality is going to take a little time to resettle. Continue to connect with your core self, Lara. Be good to you and take it easy, but do it steadily. Remember, you're finding out who you truly are. Until this moment, you only knew who you could be when faced with certain predictable circumstances. Now that so much has changed, you'll find out so much more about yourself, and in time, this will enrich you very much. Divination, sudden, unexpected change, a shock, unexpected news, adjusting to a new situation, finding out more about who you are, inexperience and uncertainty, an identity crisis due to changed circumstances. So I'm getting two pictures here. The first one, Miss Pixie, is just that, yes, either something has suddenly shifted that you were not expecting. So there's a few things. Like, one, you have changed so much. You're coming so much more into your spirituality. And I think your personal life is probably affected in a great way, for the most part, I hope, by what you're doing on YouTube, the help that you're giving to people, not just on this channel, but in the community, even when you're not, on. I also feel that there's something in your personal life. It could have something to do with your health or something. It's like suddenly, like, there's news that seems bad. At first, it seems like, oh my gosh, what am I going to do? The universe is like, what you're going to do? You're going to keep breathing. That's what you're going to do. You're going to keep breathing. You're going to focus, and you're going to figure it out from this new place. You've changed drastically and dramatically just from yesterday, baby girl. So now that this is happening, you're not the same person you were last week that would have reacted, however you would have. You're able to take it in stride now. Okay. I do feel like you have conflict, but I feel like it's because of an outside influence. And I think we talked about this before. Like, you feel confident and good in what you're doing. Like, I know how this feels because I feel like I have an awesome job. I help people. I make good money for the most part on the other job, and I'm doing okay, right? I'm happy and I'm on an upward trajectory. I'm making dreams come true. I'm helping people. But then I hear people nitpicking in my ear that I'm playing dress up and messing around all day. Why don't I get a real job? And then I'm conflicted. Like, am I really doing something worthwhile of my time, or am I just playing a game? And then I have to sit and stew in that because of some a-hole, and there's multiple people that have said this to me, that has no idea what I even do for a living, who has never spoken to a single person that I've positively affected. So why did I bring that up? Because, Lara, if somebody is trying to tell you who you are, trying to tell you what you're doing and what you're not, we have to try to turn it around for ourselves and focus on the good. I go back and read your guys' comments and email when I'm feeling that way. And when I'm wondering, like, am I really making a difference in the world and making up for all the damage that I did in my addiction and the people I hurt, the pain I've caused? And the answer is always yes, because I'm following my heart. And I think the universe, and I'm tearing up like a moron, the universe wants you to look deep inside of yourself and understand that you are doing the right thing, not just for you, for others. And I think that's where the conflict for other people come in, right? Where they're so used to only thinking about themselves that they don't understand that it doesn't matter if you have 5 subscribers because you're helping 5 other people. It's not about you and your expansion. Do you understand? And that's why I sent you those comments. If you go back and look under your stream, Lara, you will see so many comments like that. People positive, who love you, who are excited to hear what you have to say, who wish you'd stay longer and do more, who want to hear you talk because you help them get through something. In the next week or two, do me a favor. When you start to hear that voice, whether it's an actual person or the voice inside your head or both, go back and read those comments. And I promise you, you will feel so confident. Like after I read y'all's comments and emails, I strut past the people who talk poop to me. You can't touch me. So I do have to go there every once in a while, but it is what it is. Why is my hair out of my net? Damn it. It's embarrassing. Yes, Mark, I really do feel like they do. You know, my selfies are very healing to me. I just showed you guys what I looked like when I went bald. I weighed 86 pounds. I was a size 00 at 37 years old. That's not sexy. It's not cute. And I thought I was missing, let me tell you.
We love you.
My dad would be like, cut it out. You look like a 12-year-old boy. Hey, he was telling the truth, though. Gotta love dad. Dad don't care about my feelings. I mean, he cares, but like my dad is not afraid to hurt my feelings. He will honestly tell me whatever I need to know. If I want to know if I look fat in something, my dad will tell me.
You need to spend a day with my pops.
Oh, I love him. I would love to. Well, my dad's a Sagittarius sun, and mainly in his chart is Sagittarius, Leo, and Gemini. I mean, he's majority that. And he has 1 water placement. So my dad is very straight to the point, and if it's not about him, he don't care. Like my dad is, it's got to be about him. If I'm like, oh, you know, I dyed my hair pink and I really love the way it looks. I'll be like, oh, do you remember that time I dyed my hair black and it turned green? Or if I'm like, oh my God, I love lollipops, my dad will be like, well, I love Skittles. You know, like it's just always, you know, those type of people are never going to understand someone who wants to dedicate themselves to others. And that's just who they are. It's hurtful, you know, it's painful, not so much with my dad, but like with other people who don't understand the impact that I have. My long-term goal of starting a spiritual retreat, bringing people in, healing them, they're just never going to get it. And I've stopped looking outward for validation, except when I read your guys' emails and stuff. But do it. I'm telling you, Lara, it will get to you a lot less when people talk poop.
We love you, Laura. You know that.
Yeah. My dad's birthday is the 14th, Smoochie. Bubba's, I don't remember when Bubba's. But I'm glad you mentioned it, because when I send his Yule box, I'll make sure I have a little birthday card in there too.
Okay, you ready? Iron Dogger's next. So when you're ready.
I want to have some fun. Move my body all night long. That's Samantha Fox, right?
Yep.
Iron Dogger, I'm going to use Shadow and Light. When people question my work, I reply, I'm in a unique position to help a lot of people. Yeah, but you know what is messed up in my life? And I'm sure most of us have to deal with this. Then people are like, oh, you know, you think you're better than me. Or, you know, when I walk around, sometimes I have this big puffy jacket with faux fur, and I have the big Jackie O glasses, and I have the wig. And I've had comments of people like, who does she think she is? And I'm just like, you know, it's just me who I am. Whether I was on YouTube or not, I would still look like this because it's me. I'm 40 years old. I don't have time to play around. Play your games. 22nd. Ooh, 2 on the 22nd. Wow. 2 already? Holy smokes. Oh, Iron Dog are looking forward. All right, let's see what we got. Come on. There we go. This card gets me every time. You got the Mildew Fairy. Naughty girls need love too. Could it be that I feel so guilty? Why? Oh my God, I know it. Yeah, right, Paranormal Pixie. And I didn't have much of a childhood, and I didn't have much of a teenage years. I had my first kid when I was 16. Iron Dogger. Some things just look like they're yuck, but they're not. They're very good things, and they can be powerful and helpful when used in the right way. So if the Mildew Fairy turns up in your reading, it's time to check out what could be profoundly useful for you that you've dismissed. And this could be an aspect of yourself or an aspect of the environment you're in. It's very important not to try to hide this from yourself or to try to cover it up. The health of the situation rests upon the degree of openness that you're going to approach it with. The Mildew Fairy speaks to you. It always shocks me when people think something shouldn't be there, like me. I grow naturally where it's warm and wet, and I love to show you what you may need to take care of. I can do wonderful things. I can be medicine and I can be a parasite too, but all the time I'm showing you what's going on, what you need to change, and whether the conditions are a little too steamy for you. If they are, you can freshen up your environment naturally. Don't clean or use harsh chemicals or bleaches, as you'll kill all that is helpful and good. And trust me, this does have a different message. Just bear with me. You see, I turn up when something's unhealthy and you just aren't noticing or getting it. So be thankful for my presence and build a little algae or fungi pond in my honor, or treat yourself to some tasty mushrooms. They're all healthy ways to honor me. And do not step thoughtlessly into that fairy ring. It's all about me being in the right place. Don't ignore me. Right now, something really does need to be cleaned healthfully before it begins to affect you. So the divination message, Iron Dogger. Think of ways to decrease stagnant moisture, which in tarot and oracle would mean emotions that are stuck, and increase airflow, fresh thinking in your home and environment. When the Mildew Fairy comes to pay a visit, it's likely things are a little stagnant, a little over emotional, and that fresh new air and thoughts need to be brought in to clear the situation up. She can mean a fresh way of thinking or a fresh point of view or a release of emotions that could be pooling in one area. Her appearance never means covering up. It means, it means working with the environment you find yourself within. Like the Mildew Fairy said, a little of her can be medicine and a great deal of her can be maddening. Where she turns up, she will tell you lots about what needs a fresh new approach in your life. And if she's inside lurking in cupboards or in the bathroom instead of decorating pebbles by a pond, you know that the presence of unhealthful energy needs to be addressed, not rationalized, and definitely not excused. And don't ever ignore it. So I'm glad this is making sense to you before you even got to the reading. So that's great. That means you really are connecting to the card and understanding what's happening. So there's a lot here, so let's unpack it. Iron Dogger, the first thing, there is something going on in your personal environment, so your home, your work, and it's like, like the card said, like over emotional. Things are getting stale, stuck, stagnant. There's no new ideas. There's no freshness. If this is a romantic relationship, you got to keep it sexy. There's none of that there. It's like two ships passing in the night. If this is something professional, it's like you need more. Whatever you're focusing on in your life, if you really stop and think about it and you're like, yeah, I didn't expect that to go that way. That kind of sucks. That is where the universe wants you to focus your energy. Make sure all the energy you're putting out into the universe is being reciprocated back to you properly. Don't give your energy to people who are pieces of poop. Don't give your energy to people who are going to just take it and throw it away. Also, pay very close attention to your health. So if you're not feeling well, I would just suggest going and getting checked out. I'm not a doctor. You don't ever take like medical advice from me. I'm just saying the universe is showing me like your body, and like there's something that it's not that you're ignoring it. It's that it just doesn't seem like a big deal. It may not be one, but you may want to get it checked out. Wherever you feel like there's something that isn't working, now's not the time to ignore it. Like sometimes it's time to take a step back, think, get some fresh new ideas and go back to the situation. The universe is saying the time for that in this instance has passed. It's time to address the situation, do something about it, whether that's walk away or also one more thing. Don't hide how you're feeling. Don't smile through the pain. Don't pretend like everything's okay if it's not. There's something here, and I feel like you're just kind of going along to get along. If you don't know what I'm talking about, in the next week or two, a situation is going to arise where you're going to really want to give your opinion, but you don't want to like offend somebody, or you don't want someone to be mad, or you just don't want to deal with the after effects. But the universe is saying, don't do that. Like, make your opinion known. You can do it kindly, and you could really teach this other person, Iron Dogger, a thing or two about being, being like kind in the face of adversity, not going off on tangents, not rambling, not screaming and hollering about your opinion. Just basic facts of like, I'm not okay with you doing that. That's it. Whether they like it or they don't, or I'm not going to do that. I don't want to do that, etc., etc. Yeah, I don't want to talk about vaccinations or wokeness. And it's not really because I don't want to talk about it. I just don't want to get demonetized on YouTube. Because I do have very strong opinions about that stuff. I would never want to get into a discussion on my stream about it. But Miss Smoochie, I'm glad that you're awake, baby girl. Oh, he uses sign language. Oh, thank you, Iron Dogger. I'm fluent in sign language. It was actually an elective in my high school. Instead of Spanish, we could take Spanish, Italian, or sign language because my high school was so tiny. It was a junior senior high school from 7th to 12th grade. And it was so tiny that we couldn't afford to stay open unless we bussed in hearing impaired kids from other towns and counties. So we had our own hearing impaired program in the school. We had interpreters in the corner of our classroom interpreting what the teacher was saying because we had deaf kids in our class. And I learned sign language as an elective, and I still remember all of it.
Okay, you ready? Next is Andrew. I don't know if he's driving.
Nomeo.
I'm pretty sure he
Wherefore
might
art
be
thou,
driving.
Nomeo?
So I'm going to go ahead and have you read for him because he'll take a reading, and I'll give him a timestamp just in case.
You got it.
Are you doing a timestamp for Casey too?
Yes.
Okay.
The middle finger has become like sign language slang. That's not actually how you say it. It's actually like that. The middle finger is slang. Yes, I do. Well, I know how to sign the word poop, which is, what is it? This poop. Oh, that's so cute. Or the thing for bull. All right, Nomeo. Boo-ho. I mean, I remember all of it to an extent, I guess. I could be wrong on some of it. I'm so mad that my hair is out. It's not supposed to be. And, in the comments, like when I go back and watch this, I'm like, Gemma, stop talking about your hair. Stop touching your hair. Stop. And I just can't. Like, I can't. Aw. Lara, you are such a genuinely sweet soul. Like, I see you going so far with helping others. Like, it's almost inevitable for you. Like, no matter how you choose to do it, no matter which route you go, you are always going to light up people's lives just by your mere presence and who you are. You know what the good thing was about learning sign language? Thank you, Iron Dogger. The best thing for me about learning sign language is that I still to this day can read your lips from across the room. Like, I am a lip reader. Like when we were in line for taps and the Ghost Brothers were over, like my mom was like, what are they saying? And because like they know I can read lips. It's okay. I think I will when I go to the bathroom, Mark. So Nomeo's card, thank you, Iron Dogger, sincerely. I really do appreciate it. Is Booho. I don't know if I've ever pulled this card. Ghost Dragons, are you all right? Huh?
Just a little twitchy.
Okay, as long as you're okay, because you can always put the list in the private chat and go.
Well,
I
I'm
don't
not going
want
to go
you
nowhere.
to, but
I need to be here. This is where I belong.
Jules, it's spirit and the wig sometimes, but it's weird because the wig doesn't itch me during the day. It's only during this stream. I don't know. So it probably is spirit. You guys know how my ears get all red when spirit's around and they itch. You can't see them now. So now it's like my full head. Thank you. You guys are, thank you for letting me know, Cindy, because that's what I was worried about. All right, Booho, transform the way you see. Nomio, if you want to transform the world, start by transforming the way you see it. Pay attention to positive and pleasing things. Don't be distracted by anything that makes you feel sad or that makes you feel hopeless. You observe with your heart and your eyes. Grow in wisdom as you witness the world shaping itself according to the way you see it. Know that wisdom evolves and is not static or fixed. It's time to not only look outside at the world, but also to look into yourself and comprehend the role you play in the events taking shape around you. Let what you observe transform you. Be uplifted by what you now know about even challenging facts and difficult truths. They are further opportunities for growth and transformation. The girl of Booho holds the owl, which symbolizes wisdom, and the butterfly, transformation, on her index finger, which is power, as she gazes on her world curiously but confidently. Booho also means people are watching you and noticing your courage, good deeds, and personal transformations, and that these qualities will be rewarded. Booho appears when a reward, bonus, or notification of approval is about to be received. Now, Long Island Bigfoot, I'm so happy you're here. I feel bad you got kind of like pulled in. Nomio, there's a few things here. So I have been talking to you for months about some kind of recognition for progress. I don't know if it's a raise at work. I don't know if it's a personal commendation from someone you respect greatly or an acceptance. There is someone acknowledging you're a rough gemstone. Not all of us can be tumbled, honey. And I love you for it. There is someone here that is looking to acknowledge you in some way for something you did for them. This card is really important, guys, and I want all of you to listen up. This card is talking about manifesting quickly what we have around us. So if you're only focusing on the negative things, you're only going to see the negative, right? So then you're going to start thinking that everything going on is negative. There's nothing positive in your life. It's hopelessness. But if you can try your very best, guys, I know it's hard, to look on the bright side, to see the positive in every situation, even if that positive is only the lesson that you're going to learn down the line. Do it. Count your blessings every day, like literally count them, because the more positive outlook you have, the more positivity you're going to bring in for yourself. Yeah, for real, Steven. That was Nomio. Take your time. We're good.
Okay. Next is War Criminal.
So War Criminal 7, Guardian Jackpot. You guys need to let me know y'all are here, please.
And then if they don't answer, Pammy, you still here? Pammy Smith? I know Jules.
Yeah, Pam's still here. Oh, no, maybe not. Pam, are you still here, babe?
And Jules, we know she's still here. And
I'll do Jules while I wait for the other three to answer.
That's fine.
Jules, I'm going to use angels and ancestors. So yeah, guys, what happened at the doctor with that girl? It's funny. It reminded me of a time I was like 25 and I went into a random like sports pub because I wanted to play pool. And I was with a really close friend of mine. And he went to the bathroom and some guy came up to me and he's like, I'll just use Gemma Jade, but he used my government name. And I was like, who are you? And he's like, you're Gemma effing Jade, Gemma effing Jade. And he started getting so excited about me, right? And again, not Gemma Jade, just me. This was, 20 years ago, 15 years ago. And I'm all freaked out. So my friend comes out of the bathroom and he's like, who's your friend? And I'm like, I don't know. And he's like, you don't remember me? I'm so-and-so. He's like, we were in first grade together. I was like, have I seen you since? He's like, no, but I'm going to do a shot with Gemma F and J. Let's go. And he remembered me from first grade. And he was so excited to see me. That was so cool. I felt like a celebrity. Not
It's
so much as
awesome
a
when that
doctor when I
happens,
was recognized.
too. It is so awesome when that happens.
Yeah, it was really cool. And he was like, he ended up being an undertaker, which I thought was so interesting.
I have a friend that was an undertaker.
My sister's best friend is an undertaker.
They bet me a case of beer one night if I couldn't sleep in a coffin all night, so I did it. Even though I rocked in the coffin and freaked his dad out when he came in the middle of the night to check on the place. And I'm in there rocking in this coffin. His dad was freaking. I could hear him out there. What the?
That's so funny. Jules, you got the drum. Journey inwards to uncover insights and information that will be important for your path. Then follow the guidance. Jules, in shamanic traditions in all four corners of the world, the drum is recognized as the main tool used by medicine men and women to direct their will and aid meditation. A drum beat can become hypnotic and send those listening into an altered state that can allow them to journey to the spiritual realms and meet their guides. When the drum card appears in a reading, Jules, there are opportunities for you to dream or to bring an inner vision into reality. You are very connected to the other worlds at this time. The wisdom and intelligence of the earth and her magic surrounds you. Jules, the drum, which echoes the sound of Mother Earth's heartbeat, has cleared the cobwebs and dust from your inner vision. What you have seen in your dreams and inner vision is not imagination, but guidance, particularly if it has been coming to you repeatedly and has the potential to become reality. Dreams do come true, so know it and live it. So, yeah, Jules, this is like the universe telling you, you know what your mission is. You know what your vision is. But the problem is, like, it's not realistic to you yet. Right? You could be a little like unsure. Like, is this really the right path? This is so different than anything I ever expected. I don't even know where to begin. The universe is saying, no, if you look deep down inside, you know what you're supposed to be doing with your life, no matter how impossible it may seem. So I do see your team trying to get through to you through vision. Through dreams and visions. So you may not be remembering your dreams right now, because usually when this starts, you won't remember, and it'll be like several weeks that you'll receive the same information. You'll start to subconsciously obtain it, and then once you do, then you'll start remembering the dreams. So what I'd like you to see you do is put a notebook and a pen next to your bed, and the minute you wake up, write down the first 3 or 5 words that come to your mind. Leave it. 2 weeks later, go back and read it. It will make so much sense. Good. So that means that, like, you have to, the problem is that you have to interpret this on your own. But the universe is saying you can do that. Ask for help from Melvin. Ask for help from your team, from spirit, from your mom, who you know is with you and wants to help you to make up for things that were done while she was on this plane. You know what you're supposed to be doing. And the universe is saying, stop flipping doubting yourself. It is possible. It can be done. You just have to have the will and drive to do it. And you have to have the belief. Because if you don't believe it's possible to do whatever this is, how is the universe going to help you? It's okay to not understand. You don't have to understand how it will happen or how it's possible. You just have to know that it's true. And I'm not saying that's easy. It's not going to happen in the blink of an eye. But Jules, can I tell you something? It will happen. It's your destiny. It's your chart. So the quicker you accept and acknowledge that, the quicker you can get a move on in doing it. And you'll stop being so confused about everything else. Guardian jackpot. That is a little weird, I'll admit, but who am I to say what's weird, right? Jarvis, I said hi to you. Someone else came in, I think. Divine Empathic. Yeah, sure does. All right, Guardian Jackpot. We're going to use the Archangel Animal deck. I think I just need to brush this out a little bit. It's like very, who else came in that I didn't see? Jules, I'm telling you, write down, like, get up in the morning and just write down the first 3 or 5 words that come to your mind. I don't care if it's like vibrant television shoe pickle. Just write it down and then come back to it 2 weeks later to everything you wrote and put it together. Some words won't make sense. You'll get rid of them and you'll keep what resonates. I haven't done it in a long time, but telling you to do it makes me feel like I need to get on it. All right, Guardian, let's see what's up. Members, heck yeah. So like I said, I had to put together a video. I did everything: research, scripting, filming, editing, and uploading, all on Thursday to get that video out for y'all. That is not where I'm going with members. Members are going to have more spiritual content, more channeled content, more kind of up close and personal type content. So Miss Lara, maybe on Sunday I can bend your ear just for like 5 minutes, because we were trying to gift memberships and we ended up gifting them to random people that are subscribers. We need to know, and it's a shame we don't, but we don't, how to gift certain memberships, because I'm going to gift memberships to a couple people for Yule. I'm going to, you know, I want you guys to all be a part of it. And if any of you, honestly, thank you, Long Island Bigfoot. If you desperately need to see one of the members' videos, I can always send you one link just so you could see what it's about. But I want it to be special with the members because you guys are paying, and that means a lot to me. And I want to live up to that. You know, I want to do good work, just like I always do on my channel. All right, Guardian, be disciplined in your home and community life. All canines, oh, you got the dog, sorry. All canines, wolves, foxes, domestic hounds, and others originate from Sirius, where the gold ray of Christ is kept. They incarnate to bring this unconditional love energy to Earth and to pass this pure light to other animals and people. Is it random now? I don't think that's fair, because now people are gifting memberships to, you know, people who probably aren't going to use them. I would love to gift them to people that come in here that just can't afford one.
Yeah, well, the problem, I noticed there was it goes down your list. Like if you have all your subscribers, it just goes down the list and randomly picks people.
I'm going to look into that. Oh, okay. Netter. Anyway, sorry, Guardian. The spiritual purpose of domestic dogs is to be companions to humans. They have surrendered the familiarity of their own kind to support us. They are giving and receiving love while learning and teaching about discipline and about loyalty. Foxes are learning the art of adaptability, whereas dingoes and wild dogs are developing independence, resourcefulness, courage, and a sense of adventure. All dogs are loyal to their families and selflessly protective. When you receive this card, you are invited to look at the structure of your family life and your friendships, including those with work colleagues. Are you loyal to each other? Do you respect each other? Do you all relate to each other for the highest good? Are you disciplined or chaotic in your lifestyle? Your family reflects you, so are you loyal to yourself? Do you respect yourself? Do you make good choices for your highest good? You are reminded, Guardian Jackpot, that spiritual discipline is the foundation for true happiness and joy. It's the keystone of ascension. The dog card wants you to know that when you consistently practice your spiritual techniques, you can be adaptable, courageous, and develop a sense of adventure and fun. Your entire life can expand based on this solid foundation, as self-control confers safety. You can then walk forward in joy and in bliss. Okay, so this is just talking about like the people around you, right? The dog, I prefer DAWG. Okay. Okay. the people around you. So if you're being loyal and you're being faithful and you're being kind and you believe in reciprocity and all those things, who are you surrounding yourself with? Are you surrounding yourself with people that are giving you all of that energy, like back in kind, or are they taking it and just throwing it away or transmuting it into something negative? This is a time for you to really search your soul, Guardian, and figure out if the people around you are really the best people for you to be around. Now, when it comes to work colleagues, you know, depending where you work, what you do for a living, it's tricky because you don't get to really choose who you work with unless, you know, you own your own business or there's some other special circumstance. But if this card comes up for you, all I'm seeing is like okay, here's how it's being shown to me. You're standing in the center of a circle, and out of 40 people that are around you, like 30 of them have their backs turned, which means they are just bouncing your energy everywhere instead of giving it back. So who in your orbit can you walk away from? You have to clear the clutter in your life, right? Spring cleaning in December, do a saging, but mainly look at the people around you and see who belongs and who doesn't. Sometimes it's just time to walk away. And I feel like with the new year coming in, especially in the next week or two, Guardian, you need to step into your power and walk away from people, places, and things that no longer serve you. Stuck, stale, stagnant relationships, situationships, things like that. And if it's somebody like, just for instance, you're married and you're having those types of issues with your spouse, you may want to reconsider, you know, where does your loyalty lie and why does it lie with people who lie to you and who aren't loyal to you? It's time to play the question game and just walk away for the sake of your own energy. I hope that made sense. Who's next? It's actually still pretty early, New England. So, and we didn't have like a ton of people tonight, which was
there's
good
a lot
because I
of the streamers tonight.
yacked.
Forest friend.
Forest friend. All right. Let's use myth and mermaid.
Miss Pammy must have left.
She's not feeling very good. Yeah, and I thought you've been a wrench. Oh, you mean the membership? I thought I was gonna say, because you were the first person I made like a managerial wrench. I was like, yeah, and I got this. You know who else isn't here? Eris, Nut Slap.
That's because there's other people streaming.
Yeah.
And those guys are into all the stuff that's streaming right now.
They'll come back and watch. I always get like almost 200 views on this stream. This is my biggest stream.
Yes, you do.
So most of you are wrenches, yeah. That's actually how I can tell when trolls come in and take over accounts, because they'll come in without the wrench, but with the same picture. I did that. You know, there's a method to my madness. All right, Forest friend. Let's see, sweetheart. Your email moved me so much. It really did. It's one I'll keep forever and I'll go back to in those times I told you where I'm feeling doubtful and feeling less than and incapable. I feel that way a lot. Useless, worthless, less than, hopeless. And that's not for you to feel bad for me. Those are things I'm working through. I struggled with, what is it called? Alexithymia my whole life. Up until like 6 years ago, I finally started like coming through that more. So it's really good for me to have those beautiful emails and text messages and comments to focus on. Card number 43, an alien emerges. A slim mermaid emerges from a murky lake, an inquisitive look upon her face. Is she creepy and threatening or just mysterious and curious? Your divination. No. Do not fear the foreign or alien. I believe it's called alexithymia, and it's just that you don't know how to. It's basically emotional awkwardness. Like you we're conditioned not to feel emotions. So when you're in social situations, like I watched someone get the crap beat out of them. I watched them get pistol whipped, and I sat on my bed eating popcorn, watching TV up on top. Like I didn't even react. I saw someone get hit by a car, and I was just like, oh, like it's weird emotional reactions in social situations. It came from when I was younger. If I would cry, I would be told that I was aggravating somebody. Forest friend, a foreign, exotic, or unusual element is entering into your life. Do not allow yourself to be intimidated, sacred, or avoidant. This foreign element may literally be a person from another country or culture, an opportunity overseas, or simply a situation that feels alien to you at first. That's where I got mine and from my kindergartner. Use this opportunity to expand your horizons, embrace the uncommon, and experiment with new flavors, sounds, and ideas. Consider challenging yourself by learning a new language or investigating the cultural traditions of another nation. Although it may feel intimidating at first, the foreign element in your life will ultimately be very rewarding and enriching. It may result in a new passion, or you may even find your life headed in a very different but very exciting direction. So there's a lot to unpack here. Let me just take a sip of water, please. Melissa Nicole, let us know if you're still here. We're going to skip you, babe. All right. So, Forest friend, this card is, first of all, there could be someone, I'm hearing like a male with an accent coming into your life. If you're not romantically connected, this person is a soulmate. Now, just because this person was charted in your life to be a romantic partner at this time doesn't mean they will be. If you're already with somebody, any number of things could happen. Free will could take over. You could decide you can't stand this person. Let them into your life. That is very specific. So I'm going to move on to the rest. There is some opportunity that's going to be coming into your life that is going to be so incredibly unbelievable that you're not going to jump at the chance. You are going to question it. Why me? I'm not deserving of this. I feel like it's going to be a really big struggle for you to accept that you're being offered whatever this is, if that makes sense. Things are changing rapidly around you in your life, and I feel like you're holding on for dear life to things that were meant to slip away. You have to accept the changes as they come to the best of your human ability. I know it's hard, and like we don't want to lose people that we're close with, but sometimes we're meant to. Sometimes tragedies befall us. Sometimes we have these tower moments where our options are jump or burn up. Either way, you're done, right? But you have to rebuild. And I feel like what this card is saying is do not be afraid of change, because there is a lot of it coming in. And I mean, some of it could end up being devastating, but that's only if you look at it from the wrong point of view. If you are offered an opportunity to do something new, to experience something new that's so incredibly strange to you that you never even considered, that's when you want to jump on it and you want to do it. Don't turn away from any opportunities in the next week or two to like really expand your horizons and explore new people, new cultures, new things. Okay. Because it's going to bring in an opening for you to change so many things for the better in your life just by this one tiny little opportunity that you're going to accept. Yes. New England Dirt Roadie. I did say that, in fact. You guys got to remember where I came from and who I used to be. Who's next?
Whip somebody. Well, Melissa didn't answer, so we're going to go ahead and go to Divine.
Pistol whipping mother effing bouncer 6'2". Who needs bullets? As soon as I pull it, you sweat bullets. An excellent method to get rid of the next bully, and actually better, because instead of you murdering, you can hurt him and come back again and kick dirt in the midst of pouring salt in the wounds. Salt and get sued. You can smell the lawsuit. Soon as I waltz in the room, everybody halts and stops, calls the cops. All you see is witches coming out their halter tops, running and ducking out the Hot Rocks parking lot. You'll all get shot, whether it's your fault or not, because I'm a soldier. Okay, sorry, Eminem took over for a minute. Who's next?
Divine.
All right, Miss Divine, we're going to use Deep, Dark, and Dangerous. You're welcome, beautiful forest friend. You guys make me feel so good about myself. I can't help it. Sometimes the music just hits me. Taurus friend, you're not single, but if you're in a long-term thing or even a short-term thing that doesn't feel right for you anymore, you may, I'm not saying to leave anybody, but you may just want to analyze that situation, right? And make sure it's what's right for you, what's still working for you. I will try it. Everybody hated Roman's Revenge, but I'll do it. I'll try it. I'll put on the short wig. Oh, and I agree. I agree with you. I don't like to listen to anything past like 2011. I did, which is coming out their halter's tops. I changed the lyrics a little bit. That's a great song, Eminem Soldier. These shoulders hold up so much they won't budge. I'll never fall or fold up because I'm a soldier. Even if my collarbones crush or crumble, I will never slip or stumble. Mumble rapper. He calls me a mumble rapper. Melissa Nicole, you will be next. Yeah, today's music, not so much. Divine Empathic, I hope you're listening. You got the Kusith, and I don't know how to pronounce this. I think it's pronounced Coochie. I used to love it too when I had the belly for it. Now I have a mom bod. And ends up in ditches. Card number 38. It is the card of safety. The top I'm wearing right now only comes up to here. But obviously I wear something underneath. My sons would have heart attacks at 24 if I wore this out. Damien, are you kidding me? Everyone craves a level of safety. Melissa Nicole, maybe I will. I'm not Jasmine. I am Aladdin. All right. Everyone craves a level of safety, yet this level is different for all. Be aware of the risks in a current situation before making your decision. Listen to warnings if you were given them right now. Divine Empathic, this is really serious stuff, and I know it pertains to your personal life, so I hope that you at least come back and listen to this. You do have a personal coming. At the latest, it'll be Monday night. Watch and act on red flags. Oh, yeah, Smoochie. He'll step like literally in front of me if someone's talking to me. He'll be like, yeah, hi, I'm her son. Like, don't stand a chance. All right. If you were walking the wilds of the Scottish Highlands, you might recognize, depending on where you go, that it is risky. The weather could turn for the worse, for example, and you could be pelted with hail or sleet, or you could freeze. Perhaps you could hurt yourself climbing the cold stones, or a rock might fall on you from above. Maybe you could simply slip on the dew and slide into a bog hole. Further, there are other dangers that could befall you, like being killed by the Kushi. The Kushi, or the green zog of the Highlands, was a strange and formidable creature that concerned many people of the area. It had a shaggy green coat and a plaited tail and roamed the moors and sharp cliffs looking for victims. It was bigger than the largest living hound, in that it was the size of a cow or a bull, and in fact, from a distance, may have been mistaken for cattle by unfortunates who soon found out what it really was. Okay, good. You would think that an animal like this would want to hunt quietly. After all, it could stand out, and sometimes it did. Yet the most famous part of the myth here is the sound of the Kushi. It would let out a piercing, blood-curdling sound halfway between a bark and a howl. If you heard this sound, it was said that you had only until it barked a third time to seek cover and safety. Otherwise, it was to your end. You were literally too terrified to live, and your heart would burst out of fear. The Kushi was considered to be a fairy dog, and as such, not something you would want to go out and hunt, lest revenge be taken. Your planned companion for the next week or two is bog myrtle, and your crystal companion is green agate, which, you know, is easy enough to come across should you need some. Now, I am still seeing with you a lot of red flag behavior in some of the people around you. Now, this doesn't mean everybody. I feel like after everything you've been through, I keep going to call you light worker. So if I call you light worker, I do apologize. But after everything you've been through, you're still reluctant to call a spade because you've been taught that you don't take out what one person did to you on another person. And that's sage advice, great advice. But guess what? If you have an inkling or a bad feeling, it's called learning from experience. It doesn't mean you have to be rude or uncouth or nasty to anybody, but it means you have the right to say, you have the right to call someone out on their BS. You have the right to poke holes in someone's crappy, poopily story. There is someone in your life or someone that's coming in that may be a good person and may not be. I can't really see them fully yet, but what I want to tell you is take your time, okay? Do not fall into any kind of narcissistic, gaslighting, love bombing type traps. This doesn't only have to do with romance either. This has to do with like people, what's it called? When you give someone like compliment, but you don't really mean it. I think people are looking at you like you're easily manipulated because you're not going to call them out on their BS and you need to prove them wrong, okay? Because somebody is coming in that reminds you a lot of someone that you just went through horrible hell with. You have the right to say that something makes you uncomfortable. You have the right to say no, that you don't want to go on a second date. No is a full sentence. Okay. So I want you to really pay attention to people coming into your life, to people who are offering you help. I'm not saying everyone's a liar, but I do feel like if you get an intuitive hit and something reminds you of something from your past, learn from it. Don't be afraid. It's not blaming this person for the last person's stuff. It's learning and growing and understanding the signs. Okay. I worry about you because I do sometimes see DV in your chart. And I want to make sure that part is over with. But we tend to continuously attract the same person, only different name and features. The same ever burning, but never used light. Melissa, Del on a Wait. It's the universe's favorite deck for you, girl. I have a picture of me at 16 with long, bright red nails, wearing a blue sweatshirt with a giant pregnant belly biting into a triple Baconator from Wendy's. Num, num, num. I doubled my body weight with my son, Kyle. So I gained like 87 pounds. He weighed 5 pounds and 15 ounces. We couldn't even leave the hospital until he gained weight. I just ate like crazy. I was always tiny though, so it didn't matter to me. Disingenuous. Yes. Be aware of disingenuous people. Yeah. Oh, Melissa, we love you too. We all bring something different to the group, and that's what I love, because for as alike as we all are, we're so different, but it's so like beautiful, you know? The Blue Fairy, card number 27. That is not the right book. Here we go. So guys, please don't forget prayers for Monica. Again, I can't tell her personal business because she didn't give me permission. You guys know what happened with her son. There's a lot more to that story, and I saw her on video today, and I'm sorry, Melissa, to do this, but I have to say it while I'm thinking about it. She is in pieces. I've never quite seen such grief on a person, and I worry for her alone in the place where she found her son. So please lift her up because I'm worried. I'm worried about Monica. And you know, I worry about you guys all the time, but this is something very, very serious and very dark. So let's lift her up to whoever we lift people up to. And like we have to help her. All right. It's that serious. All right, Melissa. There was this sweet man who wanted so badly to have a son. I granted his wish and gave him one out of a wooden puppet. I'm sorry. It was so bad. I'm just, my heart breaks for Monica. Pinocchio was the name of the puppet. I watched over him during his adventures to get sure he grew wise. Then I transformed him into a real little boy. I only appear to those who have faith in my lucky star and gently pray for my intercession. If they're pure at heart, I grant their wish and pour magic into their lives. Rejoice and feel blessed, Melissa. Your prayers have been heard and your wishes are about to be granted. You have fought very hard to get where you are now, but the thing is, you've never lost hope nor faith. Therefore, you're going to be rewarded. This card really comes to you as a blessing and a good omen, so just relax, celebrate, and say thank you. Your dream is to come true very, very soon. So, Melissa, Nomeo, we timestamped you, babe. Melissa, I feel like there may have been times when you kind of gave up hope or lost faith, but I mean, we always do. And it was always like that spark inside of you. Like, you may have been in this horrible situation, but you knew you deserved better. You knew you'd have better. You just couldn't quite see the road of how it was all going to transform for you. I've been there many times where I'm like, okay, I know this time next year I will not be dealing with this poop, but how is anything going to change? And that's when you start either praying or asking, trying to manifest for an intercession. And I don't know what you've been doing, but it's worked. Your spirit team, the Blue Fairy is representative in this card right now for you specifically of your spirit team. They are there, they're listening. Tell them what you want, tell them what you need, and let them know what you're willing to do. Okay? It's not like a trade-off. It's just like, this is what I feel I'm capable of right now. How can you help me? I need help. I do see you, like when I see people like this, that means, a need to be protected. Sometimes it's DV. I'm not trying to put your personal stuff out there. I could always be wrong. But I feel you like you need to, your light is like slowly being extinguished. And I feel like you've stepped to the side of the situation, but you're not fully out yet. And this is the universe saying, listen, take this leap of faith and you can have anything you want and watch your life transform. But until you're willing to bring in spirit and to be honest with yourself about your expectations, nothing's going to change. Nothing changes if nothing changes. Instead of being on the side of the situation, get out of it. It is dangerous.
Okay, Shelly didn't answer, so we're going to go ahead and do Long Island. Mr. Mike.
Mr. Mike.
Give it to Mike. He'll eat anything.
We're going to do vampire. Oh, heck yeah. That was the Life cereal commercial. They got sued in like the 90s because they said, unless they're weird, your kid will eat it. And not all kids eat it. Yes. So moms were getting like really angry. Yes. You're welcome, Melissa. Thank you, beautiful. Yeah, Cindy, I couldn't believe what I was seeing when I was reading for her.
And then she sent me a voice text, and as soon as I finished it, I just, wow.
I was hoping she'd come in tonight.
Huh?
I was hoping she'd come in tonight.
I was hoping too. Andrew, you want it now? You want to wait? He
said now is fine. I'm Mr. Mike. That's kind of how I refer to everyone. I didn't want to let her go. But I'll check on her before bed. Death writes, Mr. Mike. Saying goodbye, formal occasions, honoring lives. Card number 11. The vampires speak. For many beings, the reality of death seems to be the ultimate cruelty, the vampire that steals the life from so many, and without, it seems, any order or reality. For death, it is true, visits us all, whether we are young or old, or healthy or suffering. For all of us, beast and beauty, there is a time for the end to come, but there are angels of death appointed by the universe to help us move from one side to the next and to avoid staying in between without moving on and transforming. For the soul who dies well, who has a good death, there is a transformation through the realms that divide the living from the dead. For this to take place, the angel of death, and by the way, this lady's talking out of her butt, I think just trying to make a nice card. For this to take place, the angel of death does not only come to assist the soul, but they assist with the ones left behind. And what comforts those who remain on the earth are rites, ways to say goodbye, honorings and reverence, and memories and myrrh. If it may be time for you to consider those who have gone from you or who may go, and know how you would honor them and remember them and send them on their way. What rites will you prepare once to help carry the soul into the arms of the angel of death? Consider what will comfort you when you are on your way too. Know that it's not morbid to contemplate the ending of this mortal time for you. Wills and legal documents may be about to enter your life when this card comes to you. Might consider too the legacy you'll leave when you've departed. Consider your children and their children. Consider the well-being of the animals and plants, your library, keepsakes, little treasures. Begin the journey of safeguarding these now. Those who you may leave will know them and know you through them. Let yourself live on and know who will keep your memory bright as a candle, and you will look from time to time and be glad and be able to send messages of comfort. Blessing, honoring the ones who we have loved and who have left can be a beautiful way to come to terms with their absence and a way to help their soul make the transition to their new life beyond the veil, evidence of life beyond death. Curse, feeling that death is final and losing hope in the purpose of life, trapped by grief. Working with this card, it's time to work with any fear you may have around death and dying, and transform this through preparation, contemplation of your legacy, and considering the interactions you've had with deceased loved ones. Now, okay, this is you may be losing a person or a pet. I don't like to put that out there because I don't have death cards in any of the 160 decks that I have, except maybe 2, and this is one of them. It's not a definite thing, okay, Mike, that someone's just going to die. What I think this is more talking about is transformation and change. Accepting the changes that have come into your life, accepting the changes that have happened to you, even the ones that seem unfair or like they weren't supposed to happen. The universe wants you to know they were supposed to happen exactly as they did. And believe it or not, you are in the right place right now at the right time that you're supposed to be. You are missing opportunities for growth in your chosen like career, like whatever you're trying to build, which is, I believe, your legacy in a way. Again, with helping others, being kind, generous, kind-spirited. But the universe is saying, like, you still have not let go of something or someone. There's still this entanglement with this person. And I feel like a lot of the time, Mike, it's confusing for you, to be honest, because you know how you feel about this person now, how you felt about them then, and how they portray themselves to you, being disingenuous in the way that they speak to you. So understand that change is natural, death, rebirth, renewal, being reborn, a natural part of life. But you have to completely separate from who and or whatever this is, or you will never be able to fully move on, recover, and transform, getting back on the path that you set for yourself. You're doing great. You're doing big things. You are experiencing a lot of things you charted for yourself to experience, but there's always this monkey on your back of something that happened that you still like, but whether you think you do or not, it's like part of you still doesn't want to let go, because then what does that mean for you? Where does that leave you? I'm just giving this as an example. Say you were married for 20 years. It did not end well. How are you going to date again? Like, wouldn't it be better to just go back to your comfort zone, to the devil you know? It's that type of thinking. It doesn't have to be romantic, though. There is something on your mind, honey, that it may be subconscious, but it's like your fear of moving on, of like, what's next for me in this particular situation.
Okay. When you're ready, Smoochie's next.
All right. What about Melissa? Oh, I did Melissa.
I was going to say, didn't you do her?
Shut up, Gemma.
Now you sounded like me.
All right, Miss Smoochie girl, we're going to use Queen Mabe, because you are my queen babe. Oh my God, I love McRibs. I lived next to a McDonald's when I worked in a steakhouse, and I used to always send my boyfriend at the time to get me McRibs. We'd get like 10 at a time and just beast on them. McRib with cheese. Hell yeah. And it's funny because I bringing frozen meatballs into my home is blasphemous. Don't do it. Box mashed potatoes, do not bring those things into my home. TV dinners, get the F out of here. But I love me a McRib. Darling Deb, I don't trust them. And normally I wouldn't either. That's the strangest thing, is that they're so cheap. They're so like gross looking. Get them with extra pickles. Yum. I'm just saying they are really good. Extra pickles and onions.
That's exactly what they are, Chris.
Raw onions, though. Take one bite. It's going to be the most delicious, disgusting thing you've ever tasted. All right, so I guess, no, we don't want that card. Real ribs. I make good pulled pork with like homemade barbecue sauce, like ketchup, brown sugar, and all that. I don't know if now I'd be able to eat a McRib. I'm talking like in my 20s. They were really good. The sauce was good, right? Okay. Everlasting Farewell. Card number 35. Say goodbye. Why is autumn so radiant and its light so golden? It is the season at the summer's end. It is a glowing goodbye to yet another happy spell of sunlight, growth, life, and warmth. Its fleeting nature reminds us of the passing beauty of this life and the ephemeral nature of all the pleasure it contains. Something is now passing out of your life permanently, Smoochie. A friendship, a past endeavor or dream, or a cherished chapter of your life. Faced with the ending of something, you can often see how divine and lovely it always was. It always was. Both past and present take on a luminous quality. If you are noticing that quality now, let it open your heart. Bravely feel the sweetness and the sadness of moving away from something special you've experienced and loved. It can be difficult to say goodbye forever, but that is what you're doing now, or what you at least must do. If you're ending a romantic relationship or friendship that isn't right for you, you must truly end it. Long Island Bigfoot, please listen to this as well. It's like these cards are connected. This is not a time to desperately cling to an ideal you know in your heart is no longer possible, or that it never was. We cannot tell our emotions what to do, so love or rage at this person as you must, but be willing to let them go and then make sure you follow through. If someone is ending a relationship with you, respect their wishes to do so. Let go, grieve, feel the fullness of the pain that's there, but be willing to bid a grind and final adieu. You don't need this person or the relationship. You'll be fine without them. You'll breathe, you'll survive, and in time, in fact, you will prosper and thrive for certain. If a loved one is passing out of the material realm of the humans and into the ethereal realm of the spirits, you are indeed saying goodbye to the human form forever, but you're not saying goodbye to their eternal essence. That, like love, can never dissolve or die. Grief will be present, of course. Always, always breathe into the pain. Let it blossom like a rose within you. Trying to avoid pain or shrink away from it's not brave, it's cowardly, and it'll only cause you to suffer more. But all the while, remember that you'll never be bereft of this person's essence. Their body was finite, but the love and laughter you've shared is indestructible. It's beyond time and space. It abides without end. So wave and blow kisses to the temporary form that is now passing away. Let the pain be as bracing as fall wind, chilly but invigorating, a breeze that inevitably blows into every life, and treasure the love that remains. So, Smoochie, I don't know what's ending here, but you are definitely feeling like you're losing something, but you're actually not, right? So what you're doing is you're gaining a new openness in your life, right? Gaining the opportunity for opportunity. With the loss of who and or whatever this is, the universe is going to start bringing things in that you never thought were possible. But like I told Mike, you have to let it go. Like you have to fully let it go. Donna, I called your name like 20 minutes into the show and you didn't answer. I'll do you next. I had no idea you were still here. We did call you. We thought you went to sleep. Smoochie, I don't know. I don't think anyone's dying, right? I don't think this has to do with love. I just feel like you're finally letting go of something. It could be an idea. It could be an ideal. It could be a friendship or a dream that you had. Like something here is ending. And you know in your heart that it's right, but you don't want to accept it. And the universe is saying the faster you accept it, the faster you can move on to bigger and better things. As far as your husband and his health, I mean, yeah, I would keep an eye on that. With this card coming up after Mike's death rights, sometimes the cards do go together to make like full readings. And I would never want to give the advice, hope for the best, but expect the worst. But I'm kind of being compelled to say that. Let me read for Donna because I didn't know she was still here. We did call. Donna, we did call you,
Yeah, that's
honey.
fine. That's fine.
I feel so bad because I just thought like when we called you right away and you didn't answer, I just figured you went to sleep. I don't make Donna wait. That's my mama bear. Donna, I'm using human spirit. So does my little guy, Nomeo, and I love it. I think it's so cute.
Hey,
Bob Perkins! Yay! Lay it on us, baby. An angry light can shape man and woman to a new level of imagination about themselves, forcing them to take the shape of their guilt. That is going to be my Facebook quote. My Facebook status. No, Smoochie, yeah, but you shouldn't always expect the worst. Right? You should always expect the best for yourself and for those you love. But when it comes to your husband's health, like I'm not going to beat around the bush. I would just prepare. You know what I'm saying? Like prepare yourself emotionally and mentally just in case. All right, Donna, I hope you're still listening. No, Melissa, that's not true. Without love, there's only chaos, because as long as you love yourself, you'll always have love. But it is very hard. Donna, you got hit your target. Card number 13. Ghost Dragons, do me a favor and just take a timestamp for this in case she doesn't hear it. Yeah, Smoochie, I feel like, you know, it could be the passing away of your husband. Not in the next week or two, but like soon. So the universe wants you to prep. And I'm not saying it's definite. It could be the loss of anything. So please, I'm not trying to give you like bad news. I'm just saying, you know. And maybe that's it too. Like make the most of him. Make the most of it with him while you have him, baby girl. So you don't have regrets. Honey, your only disappointment can be your own expectations. Donna, hitting your mark takes concentration. Are you distracted lately? Are you being torn in 12 different directions? You cannot give 100% to 12 different things at the same time and expect a good result. It's time to prioritize and learn to say no. You have your own goals that need to be met rather than always assisting in side quests for other humans and their goals. Sometimes you need to be selfish in order to be a better version of you. Just like safety rules on a plane, you must get your own oxygen before helping someone else. Now go hit your target. So Donna, yeah, I mean, I don't think this is so much about like physically doing for others, but I do feel like you give way too much to people who don't deserve it. People manipulate you and they take advantage of you, and you allow them to do that because you want to be a good person. You feel like you're being a good person, but what you're actually doing is you're allowing them to cultivate being a bad person and using you as like their guinea pig and their scapegoat. So again, reevaluate, re-examine your friendships. Who, you know, where is there reciprocity and where is there not? Who's willing to help you at the drop of a dime? And if you can't say that about every single person that you help at the drop of a dime, then they've can't always worry about being a Mr. Nice Guy or Miss Nice Girl all the time. Sometimes you have to protect yourself. And that means sometimes being like selfish, like, no, call me selfish if you want. But this is what I'm going to do. And then let that person think you're selfish. Who cares? They're not going to be in your life anymore anyway. And they'll learn their own lessons along the way and look back one day and be like, oh my gosh, she wasn't actually selfish. She was self-preserving. Who's next?
Chris Jarvis. And
Jarvis, we're using the Wonderland Oracle. I'm sorry, what?
Then New England. And then then we'll do Life with Bobby because they just came back. I called them. And anybody else I missed, because you're pretty much done.
All right, New England Dirt Roadie, Life with Bobby, and then the timestamp for KC. If anyone else is in here and we missed you, say it now because we're going to end when I'm done with those three otherwise.
Yeah, because I'm due for
and
some
Bob,
money.
Of course, if you want a reading, you let us know. All right, Jarvis. By the way, guys, thanks for coming in and hanging out. I really do appreciate it. Don't forget to check out jivecreations.com for my merch or just for a beautiful handcrafted homemade Christmas gift for your loved one from Miss Arisha. Don't forget PayPal, Cash App, the super chats and super stickers, even though YouTube does take 49% of everything now. And become a member. I've got a lot of channeled spiritual content coming for members. Listener encounters are going to be a members only thing starting this coming week or the week after. All right, Jarvis, you got a moment's regret. You were the donkey. Card number 16, nostalgia, idealizing the past, fearing that you've made a mistake. It was much pleasanter at home, thought poor Alice, when one wasn't always growing larger and smaller and being ordered about by mice and rabbits. I almost wish I hadn't gone down that rabbit hole. And yet, it's rather curious, you know, this sort of life. When we make life changes and take large steps into the unknown, it's perfectly normal to have a moment or two when we wonder whether we have made a series of mistakes. When this card comes to you, Chris, it shines a light on the doubts you're having and asks you to accept these uncertainties as part of the process of change. You're so very far away from where you once were, but you still have no clear idea of exactly where your path will take you, and you're filled with uncertainty. Instead of allowing dread to fill your mind, live as if life is a great adventure. Understand that as you change, there'll be many ups and downs, and many ups and some downs too. It's not in your best interest, Jarvis, to judge yourself harshly. Instead, anchor yourself firmly in the present moment and allow any regret and nostalgia for your comfortable past to wash over you. Let it flow right on by. You are on a remarkable journey of change. It's one that will lead to wisdom, experience, and adventure. You've made a wonderful choice, so take heart in knowing that all change creates waves and disruption. Do not make more of your misgivings than they are. They are the natural consequences of bravely stepping out of your comfort zone for once. Divination, second-guessing your decisions, berating yourself for the choices you've made, feeling regretful and missing what was. Nostalgia, living in the past, a focus on what's going wrong or what could still go, quote-unquote, wrong. I swear, when I was reading for you, I know it's so gross when I do that. When I was reading for you, I definitely was thinking about gerbil milking. I'm not going to lie. I do it all the time. Guys, next time I promise it's going to be on point. I was going to go to the bathroom and fix it, but I honestly don't care at this point. I'm so tired. So this is why people in the comments hate me. I am so unfocused. All right. So Jarvis, I do feel like you have a lot of regret, especially over one particular situation. Okay. It's like you cannot move on from whatever this is. You just keep thinking about it and keep rehashing it. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, really think about it. There is something here that you kind of like regret so much because you had this expectation of what was going to be and it never came about. And that may not have even had anything to do with you. And I feel like you're placing blame on yourself in a lot of different situations where it doesn't belong on you or it doesn't belong totally on you. The universe is saying, how can you ever move forward if you're constantly looking back? There is something about your past, a decision you made. It's really bothering you. Or in the next week or two, it will start to really get to you. And the universe is saying, like, feel that emotion, stay in it for a minute or two, but then move on. Do not get stuck. Good night, Bob. Thanks for coming in. What happened in the past, whatever the situation was, Jarvis, it needed to happen the way that it did. Okay, that's what you charted. I feel like it may have to do with another person, but either way, you are now in your own power and totally in control. But if you're letting your past control you and dictate your actions, you are going to continuously make the same mistakes. You're not going to try anything new and you're never going to move forward. As I said before, nothing changes if nothing changes. You got this. You are a badass. And I know that because you're my friend. And I only hang out with badasses. Who's next? Netter? All right, Netter, I'm using the Archangel Animal. Excuse me. Gerbils everywhere. What about Bob? That was a great movie. Elephant. Sorry, guys. I got to get to something here. All right. Open yourself to true abundance. New England Dirt Roadie, this is for you. Archangels Mary and Raphael. Elephants originate from Lacume, the ascended aspect of Sirius. These wise, intelligent creatures hold in their energy fields a fifth-dimensional blueprint for family life within a perfect matriarchal society. Mothers are revered, and they recognize that play keeps the frequency high. They practice the divine feminine qualities of caring, devotion, and joyous, innocent fun. Bull elephants are kept away from the center of the family. These very psychic pachyderms are great telepathic communicators. Archangel Raphael directs healing through them. They link into Jupiter and its ascended aspect, Jumbai, the planet of enlightenment and cosmic abundance, to access the consciousness of prosperity, love, and happiness which they spread. For centuries, Archangel Sandalphon has worked with elephants as they heal ley lines. Now they are linking into their home star, and with Sandalphon are building the new spiritual communication system for the approaching golden age. New England Dirt Roadie, your guidance. The elephant card reminds you to keep your frequency high by having more fun, playing, and being more joyful. I knew it. You are not getting yourself out there. And I know you're like, but Gemma, I never run across anybody. I know, and I know how that feels. But honey, put yourself in someone's path. Whether you're male or female, practice divine feminine qualities within every area of your life to ensure you have a strong and stable foundation for your spiritual life. Sit quietly and breathe into your third eye, turning into the elephant kingdom and Archangel Raphael, the awesome emerald angel of healing and abundance. Then link into Jupiter and its ascended aspect Jumbai to call in perfect health and cosmic abundance to bathe your consciousness. Feel this energy permeate your cells and know the universe supports your divine perfection and heart's desire. Then send out a stream of light to help build the crystalline web of light around our planet. You have to get out and meet people. You have to get out and have fun. You have to get out and do things. You are missing out on so many opportunities. And this woman, there is a woman for you. She's there. You charted her in. She wanted to come in, be with you at this time, whether it's romantic or sexual, whatever it is. You're supposed to meet her, but you're not, because you're so comfortable in your discomfort that you're refusing to step out of it. And you have every excuse in the book. And I'm not judging you. I'm not indicting you, because baby, I am the exact same way. I'm comfortable in my discomfort and I'm good with it. But you know what? You can't be. You have to get out there and meet people, because nothing changes if nothing changes. Like, that's the theme of the night. New England Dirt Roadie, please, at least one time in the next week or two, go to a place that's a little crowded at like 10 o'clock at night and get appetizers. Sit at the bar. Talk to the person next to you, whether they're male or female. Talk to the bartender. Sit at a table and talk to your waitress or waiter. Like, dude, you have to get some more human interaction other than the people at your job and other than the crazy people in your apartment building. You are drowning in negative energy and loss of light, and it's not your fault. It's not anything you're doing. It's what you're not doing, because you don't see how important the connection is. Yeah, Raphael is he's good to call upon. I call upon and work with Gabriel a lot because he is the archangel of writers and authors. And I swear, every time I call on him when I have writer's block or I'm distracted or annoyed and I can't get it done, I just close my eyes. I imagine his light around me. I don't remember the color because I haven't done it in a while. I believe it's blue. And I just surround myself with him, and it all just starts flowing through me. Life with Bobby, we're going to use Oracle of the Universe. Then we're doing KC and we are done.
Yeah, I do that anyways.
Okay, so you saw that?
Yeah. Well, I go out after we're done. I always go out and kind of get fresh air, take the dog out and kind of wander around in the backyard for a little bit. But yeah, I'll be using the picks.
All right, Life with Bobby. Nebula of the Blue Snowball. Patience. Blue Crossroads got this card last week. It's card number 40. Again, there's something, in my opinion, about night air. Just that beautiful, like crisp. I think I'm going to go outside, taking this wig off, and I'm going to go outside and lay on my pool deck. Patience, life with Bobby. Wait and see, as you are not seeing the full picture. Develop patience. It'll take time to develop mastery. Patience enables you to make better decisions with more information. Go deeper. Some things worth having take time. Our own sun will someday look something like the blue snowball as it sheds its layers and burns itself out. We shouldn't worry, though. That'll probably take another 5 billion years, which is a long, long time to wait. In our fast-moving world, patience is becoming a lost art. Everyone wants things instantly, now, yesterday. Delayed gratification isn't something that anyone values anymore. When I tell folks how long it takes from having the idea to writing to design to publication of my work and for it to end up on a shelf in a bookstore, often years, some can't believe it. Why would you do that when it's such a long process? But sometimes good things, big things, take time to form and develop. Many cultures that have snow as an element in their environment have stories about the slow forming of snow and the various kinds of snow. Snowflakes are small and fragile, yet if you wait long enough, each flake becomes part of a whole that can be heavy, powerful, and strong. Think of a snowball made of thousands of individual snowflakes, light and weightless, yet place pressure on them and form them into a ball, and you have something radically different. The blue snowball is a planetary nebula, meaning it is ejecting ionized gases in a late stage of its lifespan. It's beautiful and colorful nebula and what astronomers call a red dwarf. Words of power. I am patient and can see my goals through to the end. So life with Bobby, yeah, you may be lacking patience like most of us are. But what this is actually saying is you are going to be presented with some sort of opportunity if you haven't been already, right? In the next week or two, maybe more towards the end of the month, sometime this month in the month of December. Okay. And I feel like you're going to be hesitant to accept this opportunity or accept this challenge or whatever it may be, because it's something that's only going to pay off in the long run. And I feel like this is the universe trying to teach you a lesson about patience that you're going to need coming in the new year for a different situation. If you feel like it's going to take too long, take a step back and ask yourself, will it be worth it in the end? Play the whole tape forward, right? Think about the long term, the big picture. Is this going to work for you? What will it feel like once this is finally accomplished and achieved? It's probably going to be scary because it's going to be a lot of hard work and I think it's a lot different than anything else you've been offered to do. I don't know in what area of your life this will be in, but please think about taking the long road this time, because I feel like it could be really beneficial to you to learn about patience and delayed gratification. Whatever this is going to work out so much better than you can even expect or see right now. But you have to take the leap of faith and give it a shot first. Miss Casey, I am going to use myths and mermaids. Oh, right here. Don't forget, guys, $20 general personal readings for the new year. Don't forget about Monica, please. Miss Lara, I'm going to message you about that after stream. You don't have to message me back, but I think if you knew the whole situation, you may be able to virtually help. We all can by thinking of her, okay? Oh, and yay! See? I love it. And I love how we lift each other up. Seriously, hugs around the room. I love chatting with all you guys. Sending love. You guys are the actual best. I don't know what I would do without you guys or without this stream specifically. Miss KC, you got Sea Beasties in the reversed position, and it is card number 8. All the tests came back normal again. Again, they said it's a freaking miracle. You are a miracle. We need your light. The universe isn't going to snuff your light out. You're doing too much for too many, whether you know it or not. She really, really does, Andrew. Casey, a strange maiden in a tentacled headdress fixes her sightless gaze straight ahead, unaware of the bizarre creatures surrounding her at the bottom of the deepest sea. Leave the past behind. Another card of leaving the past behind. You have been through a lot of tough times, and lately you have been expending too much energy dwelling on these negative experiences. It's time to let go of the emotional baggage that has been weighing you down. Stop letting the ghosts of the past control your present and look forward to an unburdened future. Casey, we've talked about this time and time again, and I feel like you've made such great progress in moving on from things that you realize like there's nothing you can do about them now. Accepting things for how they are and accepting yourself and others for how they are, good, bad, ugly, or indifferent. Casey, I want to see you look on these things, not with like nothing, like they didn't mean anything to you. But I want you to look on these horrible, hurtful things that have happened and look at the way they've shaped you and formed you for better, because something good always comes out of something bad. So even if it changed you in negative ways as well, I want you to try to think in the next week or two about only the positive changes that have come from all of your heartbreaks and tragedies. And you know what? Do you know what? Casey, you have the ability and the power right now to help other people as well. And I know you don't feel that you do, but the more good energy you expend, when you just text me out of nowhere and you're like, hey, just thinking of you, love you, don't have to message me back. That is doing a good deed. That is putting good karma in your karma cookie jar, reaching out to others in the universe and saying, hey, you're not alone. Have a great day. I love you. You're amazing. Whatever you do, keep doing things like that. You are making a difference in people's lives. And I don't think you realize it. And if you look back and you figure like if you had let that situation or those situations get you down or break you or stop you, how many other people would that affect that you are not positively affecting because of what happened? So look at the butterfly ripple effect that the positivity in your life has had, the way that that situation's changed you. Yeah, it may have marred you and scarred you a little bit, but look at what amazing person you become now, in spite of or despite, however you want to look at it, those things. I love you guys so very much. Please have a fantastic, wonderful weekend. Monday morning, famous families that allegedly had curses attached to them, the Rockefellers, the Kennedys, some old Indian guys. Like, it's crazy. And next we're going to do rock stars and movies with curses, because I know you guys like that so much. Please consider becoming a member if you can. Consider going to jivecreations.com. Donations, PayPal, Cash App, my books, Missing the Faith Theory, Encounters with Evil, 101 True and Terrifying Stories, and Shadow Entities, Sleep Paralysis and Beyond, all available on Amazon, Kindle, and paperback version. If you want a signed copy of a paperback, email me for listener encounters. Email me for any other correspondence, GemmaJadeParanormal@gmail.com. And you guys have been asking about like Christmas gifts. Some of you, my Amazon wish list gift link is in the description box. If not in this video, in all my others, because this one I had to put a really big disclaimer. I could use some magic mind. That's all I'm saying. I love you guys. Good night. And yeah, Deb, like if you guys, like I said, everything's so reasonable. The prices include shipping, and yeah, I think it would just be really cool. And I do appreciate every single thing you guys do. Just showing up and liking, leaving a positive comment, that helps so much. You have no idea how much that helps. Like, it sounds like it's just like whatever. Guys, that helps more than anything, because it helps show that my video is liked and YouTube will start pushing them out more. We have over 3,000 subscribers now, and we did that, guys. All right. And I thank you guys so, so much for making it so that I can do what I love. Play dress up and give advice, I guess. That's all I do. I love you guys. Good night. Have a safe weekend, and I will see you Monday morning in the premiere and throughout the week.